It's bigger than you. It's bigger than me. It's bigger than all of us.
Especially aggravated kidnapping. You're also charged with aggravated assault, and you're charged with theft of a firearm worth less than $2,500.
You're talking about stuff that is not relevant.
Hello and welcome to the Court of Public Opinion. I am the Recovery Addict, and boy do I have a case for you today.
Why is the dog chewing on this guy?
I think they have got the wrong guy there.
Got the wrong guy, and the dog was biting him.
He roughing him up quite a bit. There's a lawsuit.
9 out of 10 judges are watching the Recovery Addict live stream in their court.
The fireworks are not done.
Now we're getting commentary on the case. Dati mihi Anglican for service Latino.
That's literally not true.
I didn't ask you to interrupt me.
Is that correct?
Oh, for crumb's sake.
You will bring the jury.
Welcome back to the Court of Public Opinion. I am the Recovery Addict. Great to have you here this beautiful, last beautiful day of the week, Friday afternoon. I would say it's beautiful for most of us. A few of you down in Texas might have other words to describe it right about now. So prayers go out to you guys. Hope the weather treats you well and everyone stays safe. All right, what do we got? We got this one here. Kim R., congratulations, you're first in chat today. Thank you very much. Appreciate you being here. Kim, you got the whole weekend, girl. The whole weekend. You know what's happening this weekend, right? It's Snowmageddon, Ice-mageddon, whatever it is. Ice-pocalypse, Snowmageddon, the combination. And you just signed up for the whole weekend. Kim, if anyone can do it, it would be you. I know you're most capable in this area, so it's great. So far in Houston, we're fine. Great. That's wonderful news. Keep it that way. Warmed up to -2 in Montana. It's a heat wave. All right. You fixed the echo. Anyway, Wagger, wonderful. Won't be until tomorrow in Houston. Well, that's good news. Let's see. Wait, I thought we were supposed to be here tomorrow. Yeah, we are. We are. I forgot I'm working tomorrow. I thought I had the weekend off, and now you reminded me. Now I'm a little bummed. Not really though. I like working, so it's not like I would go outside and do anything. Hey, what in the world? What's up on the police scanner right now in Craven County, North Carolina? Newburn fire? What? Might have to listen in just a little bit. I'm not in Craven County, but I'm also not going to play whatever game this is. I'll just wait until you let me go back to my ad. Oh, there we go. Ad's done. Okay, let's give a little listen on the police scanner for a second. As we're getting ready to jump back to court, which will begin here in just a moment, just 1 minute. There's a fire in Newburn. Supposedly. I don't know. That's weird. Trying to figure out what it is. Can't be that. Weird. I got an alert and then it sent me to a place that has nothing happening on the scanner. So, oh well. All right, welcome back this afternoon. It's -11, feels like -27 where I'm at. Keep it there. All I can say about this cold Canadian air coming down is we did not order it. We did not ask for it. Canada, please take it back. It's really cold. Mrs. R.A. is away. Yes, she is. She's out at the library getting all the books. Should we be offended that we don't want to spend tomorrow? I just forgot. It skipped my brain. I get in this you could call it a rut, but I get in this routine, right? That it's Friday and I have the weekend sayings in my head. And I said one of the weekend sayings. It just doesn't apply this weekend because we will be here tomorrow. Maybe I just won't give out the internet and Kim will have it all weekend. We do have a whole other trial to catch up on. No takesies, backsies. Return to sender. Yeah. Canada, we love you. We do. We really do. We just don't like this cold weather that you have. You guys are made for it. It's in your blood. I don't know. You're made of stronger stock than some of the rest of us. But this is downright chilly. Due to COVID regulations, we're not permitted to take back any deliveries once delivered to the States. Ayden, take it. We didn't want it. It wasn't ours. I didn't sign for it. Let's see. Josh says, you came back too early. I was giving 50 memberships if we got 250 likes before you came back. Josh. I'm back.
Don't like drugs. I don't want
Are we ready for the jury?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Are you feeling bad?
No, I just.
Oh, you don't want to go to white bed.
Are you feeling bad? We're ready for the jury. Any suggestions on what I should print on the 3D printer here while we wait for court to start? I'm about ready to fire something off. Lisa loves dogs. Welcome to the gallery, Lisa. You're among friends now. You can never leave. We probably should have told you that before you joined, but you're here now. Thank you very much for your support. Appreciate it. Maybe Megan, maybe not. Member for 32 months makes you an OG. This is my fight for my longest relationship status, and we're getting close. My favorite corner on the internet forever. Y'all are loved. Megan, thank you. It would not be the same without you here. Appreciate it. Fidget toys, crochet hooks. Yes, I was going to look at crochet. I'm just going to turn off that. While I search on that screen for crochet hooks.
Your next question.
Here we go.
Thank you, Your Honor. The picture that's on the screen, may I just ask you what you have as that number?
I have that as 170.
Okay, that's what I have as well.
Okay.
I just want to make sure.
And it's already in evidence.
Yes.
Okay.
Can it be published too?
Okay. I didn't know if you wanted to take it back to presentation mode.
Oh, sorry. I do want that. Thank you.
It's still.
You gotta click it.
You gotta
click it. It's not in presentation mode yet. You're on it. You just have to click it. You're there.
There are lots of different sizes of crochet hooks, like 5.5 millimeter, 10 millimeter, 2.5, 3, 40 millimeter, 60 millimeter. That's massive. That's like for using like ship rope. Crocheting an anchor rope. Do the 4. Pen slick extender. Okay, we're gonna focus on court here. Your wall sets. I'll do a 4 millimeter just to see how it works.
Judge, may I use Mr. Wodlicki's expertise?
Double sniff. Once again, witness, come down from the stand. Help me with my computer. This is getting embarrassing. Sitting witness is now working on the stuff that will be used to question it. There's got to be a problem here. It's like we're now showing you something that's this shouldn't be done. It really shouldn't.
All right. So now we're back to 170. Okay, it's published.
Yes, thank you, Judge. Thank you. Sir, looking at the slide that's on the screen there, I think we've spoken about it, but just since we had a break, can you just explain what this slide and what the significance is relating to your digital forensic analysis?
These are 3 FetLife messages that were sent outbound from the account purporting to be Christine's, and they occurred still on February 20th in the evening. So in the window we've been discussing between 10 and midnight or 11 and midnight.
Your Honor, I'm going to move to the next slide.
170 is already in evidence. I mean, so
170 in evidence?
The 170 is in evidence.
Yes.
Okay. So what'd you ask?
Oh, 171.
171,
Identify
okay.
as 171.
All right.
I just said I was going to move to the
Okay.
next slide.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Sir, can you identify this slide?
Yes, I can.
Okay, and what is it?
These are additional Telegram exchanges, sort of an extension of what we looked at earlier with the green and blue chat bubbles.
Okay, and this is a portion of what has already been moved in the Commonwealth's case?
That is my understanding, yes.
Okay, and what's the significance of these messages and what specifically in those messages?
Well, so from a significance perspective, obviously it's communication between the 2 primary involved people or accounts. This evening is significant as we discussed because this is when Telegram really ramped up, and this is the evening of the phone call. There was the Telegram call between 2 parties, and this is an extension of the activity that we were visualizing when we started this. So it's again, we're for me, significance is looking for continuity or a break.
Okay, Your Honor, I'm going to move to the next slide.
172.
172. And what is this artifact and what's the significance of this in terms of your digital forensic analysis?
So this is an artifact from Christine's cell phone, her mobile device. It's again on the evening of the 20th, and it's just a continuation. This is now 11:52 p.m. I'd have to see the last slide to see where we left off in the chronology. But again, I'm always looking at multiple devices. I'm trying to get as much data about what all of the involved parties are doing on what devices all at the same time.
Your Honor, may I move to admit this to evidence in number 172?
Judge, I am going to object. I'm not sure that we have enough foundation to support the conclusion that this came from the cell phone.
All right, you can lay foundation.
Okay. Mr. Litsky, this artifact, when you collected this artifact, what device did you get it from?
The portable case of Christine's from her cell phone.
There's the foundation.
And what, if anything, did you do in order to isolate this particular artifact?
I just did a screen grab of the artifact as it displays on my end.
Your Honor, move this in as one.
I mean, Judge, again, I would ask how he knows that this is from, what on this document tells this witness that this is from the phone?
Okay. I'll ask him that question.
What on this document tells you that it's on the phone?
I remember it. I remember doing it. Nothing here provides device attribution, but I know it from my review and analysis.
All right. Okay. All right.
Distinct
172 and
personal recollection.
And so, and you just mentioned something about looking back at the timeline because we just had that break. Is that necessary for you to be able to explain to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury what this is?
Well, sure. I mean, the content, as we can see here, I think would agree is, at least I assume, I take this to be unrelated to the scheme, but it is activity on a device that is occurring contemporaneous to activity related to the investigation, related to this case. So for me, this is important. If I can assign device attribution for this particular time, then, I can draw inferences from that somebody is awake, that somebody is, in this particular case, researching office ideas. That might give rise to pursuit of another investigative channel to see if there's other corroborating or refuting information elsewhere.
Is the slide that you were comparing to is the one immediately before?
These, I believe, are chronological. So the one immediately before would be either just before it or even contemporaneous.
Okay, and is that something you want to reference?
We could look at the time. I see this one's 11:52. I didn't take note of the last message.
Your Honor, may I move back to 171?
Yeah, you can move back.
Does that give you any indication?
It does, yes.
And this has previously been entered into evidence, Your Honor?
No.
Your Honor, move this into evidence as number 171.
Any objection?
Yes. No, Judge, this was from our
It's from your
previously admitted.
Okay, 171 in evidence.
I neglected to move that in, so the jury didn't hear about that. So perhaps you could explain what you were just explaining with actually a slide in front of them.
Sure. I think I mentioned before lunch, there was a lot of activity this evening. There was Telegram. I thought FetLife as well, and now that's been confirmed. So this is a continuation of Telegram chats that were ongoing in this relevant period of time. So the beginning at 11:21 p.m. on the 20th with the first message and ending, at least for this screen, for this point in the conversation, at 11:47 p.m. on the 20th. In the lower left.
And these are in UTC time, correct?
These are in UTC time. That's just the way they were extracted from the device, which is default. So that's normal.
Okay. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Do you still want to talk a little bit, or were you going to bed
as you
soon?
said, math?
Yeah, so we're doing a bit of math. So don't. So even though the date reflects 2:21 at 4:45 in the morning, it's actually 2:20 at 11:45.
I'm a bit nervous to talk, but we can still talk. Why nervous?
Thank you.
And it's gone.
Your Honor, I'm going to move to the next slide.
All right.
173, Your Honor, identify it. Sir, have you taken a look at this slide?
I have.
And do you recognize it?
I do.
And what did you retrieve this information from?
Also from Ms. Banfield's mobile device or cell phone.
And is there any significance with regard to the times on these messages?
This is just before and straddling midnight, again on the 20th, and of course, immediately into the 21st.
And Your Honor, I'd move this in as Defense Exhibit 173.
Straddling
No
midnight.
objection.
All right, 173 in evidence.
At the stroke of midnight.
Explain to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury what the significance of this is in relation to your previous slides that you created.
It's a conversation between the Banfields. It's Facebook messaging initiated by Mrs. Banfield.
Judge, I'm going to object. Calls for speculation. Again, we don't know who's behind the device.
I'll sustain the objection.
Okay. In the context of the devices, what can you?
Between accounts purporting to be from Mrs. Banfield to Mr. Banfield, it's a brief exchange about domestic logistics.
Okay. I'm sorry, and Your Honor, we've already moved that in, correct?
Getting groceries.
Okay. I'm going to move to the next slide.
All right.
And this would be identified as Defense Exhibit 174. Sir, do you see that exhibit?
I do.
And what, if anything, does that exhibit tell you about the investigation into the digital forensics that you've done in this case on this particular day? This is an artifact from Mr. Banfield's laptop, her Lenovo laptop.
It indicates that Telegram was started and in use between midnight and 12:42 a.m. On the morning of the 21st.
Okay, and Telegram, the three accounts that we're talking about, what are they?
There's the suspect Gmail account, the CBRN 920. There's the FetLife account, and there's the Telegram account.
Okay, and how do they link back up now that the Telegram account is involved?
Well, again, it's how they were used, that they sort of one led to the other, which led to the other. So the way Telegram links up is it was sort of referred, like, let's move this conversation on FetLife over to Telegram. So it's an extension of what was going on in FetLife. It doesn't really stand alone to my, from what I investigated. And FetLife, of course, ties back to the Gmail account. So they're all just linked in that manner.
Your Honor, I moved this in as Defense Exhibit 174.
Any objection?
No objection.
174?
Mr. Litsky, the jury's going to see that now. Is there any additional explanation that you need to point out for them now that the exhibit's in front of them?
No, you might see the activity type, app use focus. That's just Windows' way of reporting which app is brought to the front when you're using a computer. So you can have multiple programs open or multiple windows open, and Windows records which one is where.
And so the duration that you're talking about, is that known based upon this artifact?
It is. So this was a 42-minute use episode of Telegram.
42
Your Honor, I'm going to go to the next slide, which would be Exhibit 175.
Okay.
And sir, have you seen this exhibit?
I have.
And in fact, is this data that you've compiled?
It is.
And Your Honor, I move this in as Defense Exhibit 175.
Judge, I am going to object. This lacks foundation. It appears all of the column headers have been removed, so I don't know what information has been filtered.
Sustain as a foundation.
Okay. Sir, in compiling this exhibit, what is it that you did and where did you get it from?
This is from Mrs. Banfield's mobile device, and this is her Google Chrome, which is a web browser, Google's web browser, web activity. So site visitation, website visits between 12:09 a.m. and 12:27 a.m. on the early morning of the 21st of February.
Okay, and so Ms. Sands mentioned that she doesn't know what the columns are. Can you provide guidance as to what those columns are as to this document?
Sure, from left to right. It's the website, visited, date, time, sort of the title of the website. Web pages actually have a title of what they are.
This is a big mistake for him to cut those
how it was reached, whether it was typed or clicked on a link is what I mean by that. Whether it was native to the device or synced, and just talking about which what data point this came from at the end.
Your Honor, I move that in as Commonwealth's Defense Exhibit 176.
175.
Oh, 175.
Judge, I do still have a foundation objection with regard to the date and time. I believe we're missing columns that typically appear in this view in the native software.
Date and time, foundation.
Is there any modification of date and time to this column different than what you received?
No, this is in local time. It's down to the second. That's all I can say.
I'd renew my motion.
And I'm sorry if I can clarify, it's not a modification of the data within the column, it's that there are missing columns for additional in-out activity, the additional columns of date and time of the cessation of the interaction.
Is it start time, end time?
So, motion for completeness?
This just represents when the website was first visited, if that helps clarify.
No objection, Judge.
All right, 175 in evidence.
They'll clear it up on defense if there's
And sir,
timestamp.
if you could, for the ladies and gentlemen of the jury, explain what this is.
This is from Mrs. Banfield's mobile device. This is website visitation from, as reported by Chrome, within the device. That occurred between 12:09 a.m. and 12:27 a.m. on the morning of February 21st, 2023. It's what I would call benign as to substance. I didn't see anything in here related to the case per se. It's more for awareness if there was some human using this device at that time, and these were the websites that they were browsing to.
Here, I'm going to move to the next slide.
Custom pens, bogus nursing school issued.
That would be exhibit
degrees.
176.
Just web browsing.
Sir, can you see that
I can.
slide?
Yes.
And
It's
what,
pretty
if
bad,
anything,
Rob. It's pretty bad.
is it showing, and what's it from?
So this is from Mrs. Mansfield's Windows laptop, her Lenovo laptop. And this is also a website visitation record. It's from 12:24 a.m. on the 21st. This correlates to one that was on her phone as well, identically with substance and time. And for me, that's informative.
And does this align with your pattern analysis as to her devices?
In terms of
time.
Usage? Well,
usage.
Yes, this device has been in use for the entirety of this event so far since we began.
I'm sorry, I didn't ask the question properly.
No, you didn't.
I think you testified before that
set up a
you
pattern.
did a time analysis as to when she would use this device throughout the year.
And again,
Terrible question. It's a pattern of behavior.
That's
Does she
what I
use
was
this
aiming
late at
for.
night?
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury.
With the historical pattern of life analysis that I performed on all of the devices, not just Mrs. Banfield's, this would be one of those informative artifacts. It's in the window of time that I observed sustained over an extended period of months.
Here, I'm going to move to the next slide, which would be 177.
All right.
Sir, can you look at the slide that's before you and tell me if you recognize it?
I do.
And where did you get this message from?
This is part of the Telegram production from Discovery in this investigation.
Okay, and is this a portion of the exhibit that the Commonwealth has already moved in?
It is. I should restate just for confusion. Telegram doesn't produce any records. This was obtained by Detective Miller as part of his device analysis.
I'm going to restate for
Your Honor, I
confusion.
move this in as
not for clarification.
Exhibit 177.
Any objection?
We are more confused now. Thank you.
So if you can, once the ladies and gentlemen of the jury see it, what's the significance of this message chain in the context of the date that we're talking about?
So this is a continuation of the exchanges we saw earlier. The message on the top left, and if you recall the details of the conversations we saw earlier, there was discussion about being nervous in anticipation of a call, the voice call. So the first two messages are, just leading up to the call, and the third on the lower left reflects the call itself. It was an incoming call because this is from the perspective of Mr. Ryan's device, which was the origination of this material. So it was incoming from his perspective. And you can see the duration there is just shy of 42 minutes.
And this, the state says this
And
was
all
the
of these
au
are
pair on the
UTC
phone,
as stated.
not Christine.
So we need to do some math.
5 hours. One of them's easy.
Your Honor, I'm going to move to the next slide, which would be Defense Exhibit 178. Sir, what's the significance of this relating to your digital forensics analysis?
So this is Telegram app usage, again, from Mrs. Banfield's laptop computer.
And Your Honor, I move this in as Defense Exhibit 178.
Any objection?
No objection.
178.
Sir, can you point out the significant portions of this that made it your slide today?
Well, obviously Telegram is one of the 3 accounts that were instrumental in this investigation. Any usage of Telegram on Mrs. Banfield's device or any of the devices is significant. This one happens to kick off again just after the phone call or the Telegram voice call. So we saw that kicking off almost at midnight on the nose, lasting for 42 minutes, just short 42 minutes. This one activates or kicks off. The usage of Telegram again kicks off at 12:42 a.m. on the 21st, and it only lasts for under 3 minutes or under 3 minutes. It's a very brief usage of Telegram.
Your Honor, I'm going to move to the next slide.
All right.
And I believe that's Defense Exhibit 179. Sir, do you recognize that slide?
I do.
And what is the slide? What does this represent?
This is a continuation of the Telegram exchange.
Your Honor, I move this in as Defense Exhibit 179.
Any objection?
No objection.
179.
And what are the significant portions of this message relating to your forensic analysis of this day?
For me, the most significant aspect of this is the time and what it corroborates. So a moment ago, and this has been true about what we've seen with Telegram usage on the laptop corresponding with a conversation from another device. So on the slide previous, we saw Telegram.
Judge, I would object to the categorization of another device. There's been no foundation laid to suggest that this is coming from a separate device than the one that had the message indicating that Telegram had been interacted with.
I will sustain the objection.
Sir, what are the devices that you've analyzed as part
Judge
of
asked and answered. We know how many devices there are.
I'll sustain the objection.
I'm sorry, I thought that the foundation was for devices.
He was talking about another device, so that's the question.
Okay. In your digital forensic analysis, what were the devices that you relied upon in order to?
Same objection.
Sustain.
What device is it that you're talking about?
The other device I referenced was from Mr. Ryan's cell phone, which I believe to be the source of these extracted messages that performed by Detective Miller.
And Your Honor, may we approach?
Okay, sure.
Maybe approach. The objections by the state, they seem petty at times, but there are rules to evidence coming in. And defense has sort of played fast and loose with some of these, thinking that things can come in, and they can't. Some can't. Some can't come in the way they're trying to do it. A lot of repetition. Asked and answered has been a been objected to. The objection has been asked and answered on multiple occasions. But for those asked for printed crochet hooks, I printed them. They're not functional. I mean, they're too thin. They're flexible, and not a fan. Not this design anyway.
Sir, based on the device that you just spoke about, is that part of this digital forensic analysis relating to this slide?
Yes, my understanding is this data was contained in that device.
Okay. Now, we've gone through a series of slides. Your Honor, move this in as...
It's already in evidence.
Is it in evidence? Okay, sorry.
All trial long.
In terms of the Telegram discussion and the time frames leading up to it, based upon your digital forensic analysis, did you reach any sort of conclusion?
It's a wide open question, but
as to what was the communications during this evening?
Here comes an objection.
I reached a few potential conclusions, yes.
Okay. And was it based upon your analysis of the digital forensics that you've analyzed to create this evidence?
The answer should be yes to this one.
Yes, it wasn't exclusive to Telegram, however.
Okay. Can you opine about what your conclusions are?
Let's see if they let us go.
I can. Is it possible to go back to the fourth slide?
Absolutely.
It might help for contextually.
I'm going to just go back, sir, and just tell me where to stop.
Yeah. These are the easy questions. You should get
Judge,
right.
can we identify an exhibit number, please?
I don't know which one it is yet until the rolling slides stop.
This expert has
Is
done a
that
few
the slide?
things that have caused problems for
If you
the
could
defense.
go back one or two more, please.
Back, same direction? Or
Yeah.
The other way?
Towards the start.
His initial testimony that he didn't review all the underlying data was the big problem. That we wasted a whole day trying to catch up from that mistake.
Okay.
Is this the slide you're talking about?
This one and the one immediately after this.
What exhibit number is this?
Your Honor, I believe this would be 162.
No, Judge, this is 160.
Why even pretend anymore to know think you know what the numbers are if you just don't?
160.
160.
Sir, you're referencing a defense exhibit number 160?
Yes.
And what's the significance of that toward your conclusions?
So for this and the next 3 or 4 slides, the respective devices, I can't speak to the people holding them,
Right.
but for a time at the beginning of this event window, the main devices of the 3 involved parties were in 3 different places.
That's the key.
Is one of the inferences I draw from the data that I analyzed. That is important if you advance, maybe one slide, please.
You got Brendan at the gym, the au pair on the road,
161.
and Christine at home. Well, all 3 devices are being used. And the home device is
So
accessing
that's important because at this particular
this.
time here with this slide at 10:58 and 24 seconds, Ms. Banfield's computer is logging in to her email, an email account associated with Mrs. Banfield. So at this time, neither Mr. Banfield's nor Ms. Magalhaes' devices are present in the house. So the conclusion I draw from that is that there was only one related party to this investigation at home at the time. So the laptop
Judge,
is...
objection, calls for speculation.
We'll just leave it at that.
Okay.
Is there another, do you wish for me to show the other slides?
You can move forward two, sorry.
Two.
Yeah, if you can go one.
That would be 164, I believe,
Well,
Judge.
One more, my apologies.
One more back?
No, keep going forward.
Okay. 165?
No, one more.
Is that one? I'm sorry, Judge.
That's 164.
Okay, so 165.
I'm sorry. I'll let you know when we're there. There. If you go back to the blue screen, please.
The blue screen of death.
Yes,
So,
sir.
166. That's 166.
Yes.
This is the login to her
Is that what
company.
you?
yes, thank you.
166. Thank you.
Sorry for the journey. So again, bless you, this tells me that we have, what I see is Ms. Banfield's laptop is in use with a remote access to a website associated with her work. The activity on this device began while other devices weren't in the house.
Judge, I'm going to object. That calls for speculation.
Sustained, we need to stick to devices.
He said that. He said, well, other devices were
I
in
thought
the
I said
house.
devices.
You said other people in the house.
Nope.
I thought I said other devices in the
Other
house.
devices.
My apologies.
Well, let's just say what you meant to say, and then we'll
So this is a current time when other relevant devices are not in the house.
Right.
And the
And Judge, I'm going to object us to foundation. This slide indicates that the website is a Chrome last tab. The witness is assuming that it's being interacted with, but that is inaccurate from the information on the screen.
It's a big
I
speaking
do not
objection.
believe he's laid any foundation to suggest that there is an actual interaction with this website occurring at 11:07.
Foundation is
Okay.
Is this a
sir,
house long
what
to die
was
in the cold
basis for-
situation?
This is already in evidence, correct, Karen?
It is.
Yes.
What is your basis for your assertion that this was a login and access?
It's a fair point. I can't tell what happened past this. I cannot tell if a user went forward with accessing the site beyond just visiting, just getting to the page.
Okay.
Waves the white flag. She's right.
And I'm sorry, so continue your...
Yeah, so the last inference that I drew from this evening is, again, this particular device, the laptop, activity began on it at a time when other relevant devices were not present in the house. That activity continued on through...
Judge, I'm going to object to his mischaracterization of the evidence. His previous testimony was that the phone belonging to Juliana Perez Magalhaes connected to the home network at 11:06, which would be 1 minute before this interaction. So other devices were in the home.
Sustain the objection, if you want to clarify.
What time did the phone, Juliana Perez Magalhaes' phone connect?
It did. If you want to back up one slide, I think we'll see that at just shy of 11:07. And if you want to back up just one more, please.
It's 165, and now we're looking at 164.
Sorry.
Too far.
Back one more. There.
Sorry, is that right?
Yes.
Okay,
What exhibit number is that? for the
that would
record?
be exhibit number 160,
161. 161.
161.
161.
So the activity, not particular to that website visit, but the activity, the laptop was in use prior to the arrival of other relevant devices. So a human was using this laptop while other humans' devices were not
Right.
While other devices were not present. So I see the session, the use session, as an extension. So from where it begins to where it ends, what I'm looking for in this particular investigation.
And Judge, I'm going to object to the testimony. I don't believe that it calls for speculation. I don't believe that he can identify when the use ends.
All right, I'll sustain as a speculation. Next question.
How can you determine when a session ends?
Well, for the period of activity that I analyzed, perhaps it's when I ended it or I stopped noting it versus when it actually ended. But we just look at, cessation of user-driven activity.
And is that what you relied upon in arriving at your opinion?
It is. I don't believe I marked in this demonstrative when that, I can't say for certain the last activity that I put into this demonstrative corresponds with the actual last user activity.
And so in this demonstrative, it says 10:58:24.
Well, this is on the front end of the session. And I guess just to get to the point, if I can.
Please.
The activity begins, we have device separation, activity beginning, activity continuing, without what I would consider a break.
And objection calls for a foundation.
Sustain as the foundation.
What do you look at when you're determining whether there's a break in communication on the device?
A period of inactivity, and that's that's subjective, as I said earlier, right? 10 or 15 minutes could be significant enough for what we're talking about. But if you scroll forward, and I apologize, I'm just gonna have to stop you when you get there.
He comes across as not knowing his own data. And then the defense doesn't help by not knowing the numbers for the data he's referencing. But he is getting to an important point here. He's showing that the devices were accounted for at 3 different locations all at the same time.
There.
I believe the session testimony, that makes sense to me. The laptop
Your Honor,
was
I
in
believe
use.
this is 169, 168.
I have 168. Okay.
168.
Okay.
Yes, sir. This is the slide that you wanted to go to?
Yes.
Okay. And what's the significance of this slide?
So we can see the start and end times here. This instance of Telegram began at 11:09 p.m. and ran right through up until midnight, which is the time where the voice call occurred and a different session was engaged. So this I see as a period of sustained activity.
Again, objection, foundation, Judge. He can't say who was interacting. The message was received. Thank you.
How can you arrive at that conclusion? What did you review and what do you base your opinion on?
Well, we saw from the Telegram conversation snippets that they occurred within this window. So that is the activity I was referring to.
And those are the items that were introduced into evidence?
They were.
The green and blue slides that have been introduced into evidence?
Correct.
Do you need to reference those?
I don't. If we want to confirm they were within this window of activity, that's fine, but I believe they were.
Okay, let's
hope you're right.
Move to 169. Is that one of the conversations?
It is.
Some of these might get a little spicy, so
move to 170.
Just a warning.
Is that one of the conversations?
Yes.
And can you see the timing there? Does that fit within what you've been testifying to?
It does. These are all between 11:09 and midnight after the math.
Francis Fitzgerald, thanks for gifting a membership. Appreciate that. This is the part of the testimony that we need to have come together for the jury. If
You're identifying 177.
we want them to be able to use any of this forensic
Is that one of the conversations?
digital data to figure out what happened. These parts have to be brought together smoothly.
This is as well one of the conversations. The top left conversation is at 11:52 and 56 seconds, 11:53 p.m. So it's in that window of 11:09 to midnight that I referenced. The second two are in different instances of Telegram's activation on the laptop. And I think they're either right before or right after this slide. I think before. Right, so
You're referencing 179. Is this one of the conversations?
it is.
And Your Honor, has this been moved into evidence?
Yes, 179 is in evidence.
And sir, would you like me to show the other conversations?
Well, just that for the corroboration effect, we can see the blue conversation bubble occurred at essentially midnight, 12:44 a.m. on the 21st. If you go back one slide, you'll see the associated Telegram activity when the Telegram app was open on the laptop.
Okay.
It was great talking to you. I loved hearing your sexy voice. I'm so excited.
What you
Wonderful
just
night.
described on this particular exhibit is in UTC time.
Correct. So it's just corroboration. We have Telegram activity on the laptop, and we have a Telegram conversation occurring contemporaneous to each of the instances of activation of Telegram use.
And I can go back to the other slide that you were referencing.
If you think it would be helpful,
He's like, I don't need to. Please don't. Let's just move forward. This is painfully, excruciatingly
Sir,
painful.
what were your conclusions based upon your digital forensic analysis of February 20th?
Here comes an objection.
2023.
I didn't see anything here to suggest device takeover. I didn't see anything here to suggest misattribution.
But
Thank you, sir.
Did you see anything that would suggest that the device owner was using it? I guess you can't say that because without the video, right? I see that Deer Park has sponsored the trial, but has not yet sponsored our show. They've got water placement all over here. And, reach out, Deer Park. For those of you that are asking, Rob, text me real quickly so that I can pass
Sir,
on.
do you see the first slide there?
Next Friday should be the return of FNF. Not tonight, but a week from today. If everything goes well. He's been super busy December and January with trials of his own that clients require attention. But next Friday should be the return. So we're super excited. Rob, it's not the same without you here. We need your take on some of these things. Jersey Broadside, I would rather
Your
have
Honor, I'd
everyone spamming them.
identify this as Defense Exhibit 180.
Friendly suggestion wouldn't hurt.
Sir, can you identify this slide?
This is a screenshot or a snippet of responsive material provided by Google related to the suspect alleged email account.
Sir, have we gone through this?
I believe these may have been shown to Detective Miller as well.
Okay. Now, Your Honor, I move this in as Defense Exhibit 180.
I believe it's already in evidence.
I know we've seen it. I can't recall if he held off on admitting it, though.
Every single piece of evidence. The
And we
numbering.
absolutely spoke about it with Detective Miller.
Selena, thank you for the gifted membership.
I'm just going back to see if I.
Lois.
I'm not certain that it was admitted, Judge, but I definitely recognize it.
Lois, you're supposed to be resting, but thank you for your gifted membership as well. Hope you get feeling better soon.
I think it was 116 is what I have for it.
It's so painful. It's almost becoming comical at this point.
Does that look familiar to anybody?
Judge, I have 116 as the screenshot of CBR and 921, 923 emails with subject lines. So yes, I think this has been
This is
admitted
116.
as 116.
It is already in evidence.
It's like he's just
Yeah,
guessing
it's
at a number
116, so it's already in
every
evidence.
time.
Okay. Mr. Litsky, this has been identified as Defense Exhibit 116. Your Honor,
It's in evidence.
can we,
It is.
okay.
Virginia Little,
What,
thank you.
if anything, is this that we're seeing here?
This is account activity in the alleged suspect Gmail account. It represents 3 emails sent from the account to the account. And there were a number of photos as attachments to those emails. This activity was performed about 20 or 30 minutes after the account itself was created.
This is the suspect account that we think that Brendan and the au pair created
Your Honor, I'm
together.
going to move to the next slide. I think that's 117.
Y'all are amazing. Virginia, thank you very much. Jojo, thank
And
you
sir,
for the
what is this
gifted
slide
membership.
intended to show? And was this part of your analysis of the digital forensics?
Did Brendan just yawn?
It was part of my analysis. This is a chronological listing of all of the account logins to the alleged suspect Gmail account, beginning with the top, which was the initial login. We also have some device attribution here as well that Google captures.
And what can one conclude from looking at this?
Well, the first activity, as we've discussed already, was January 9th at 11:10 p.m. Is when this Gmail account was created. It was done so on a Android model, or I'm sorry, a Samsung model G991U device running Android 13 operating system.
Which
And,
both Brendan
Are
and
you able to
Christine
identify
had.
the device that's SMG991U?
I am aware of that device, yes.
And whose device is that?
There were 2 of those devices encountered only, or I think analyzed, one of which was a government device that did not contain data, and the other was Mrs. Banfield's device.
Judge, I'm going to object to the statement based on foundation stating that the IRS phone did not contain data, I think is a misstatement.
All right, sustain just a foundation.
Contain this
Okay,
data.
what makes you say that the IRS phone did not contain the data?
I should have qualified with relevant data. Government phones, and this was true of mine at Department of Justice, are highly restricted.
Judge, I'm going to object as to testimony about his phone. This phone,
All right.
Mr. Banfield's IRS phone, is the one we're talking about.
This phone
This hurts.
had a number of restrictions in place. It was limited to the number of apps that could be installed and what was installed.
Landon's Nana, thank you very much for the gifted membership. Kelly Hicks, thank you as well.
How did you conclude that this was Christine Banfield's phone based upon that?
The conclusion is that this was a Samsung model phone consistent with both Mrs. Banfield's and Mr. Banfield's IRS phone.
And is there, in terms of the contents of the IRS phone, actually strike that question. Is there anything else that differentiated the two phones for purposes of your analysis?
Their usability is highly different.
Because of the restrictions.
They're both phones, but again, the government phone, the IRS phone in this case, was restricted to certain apps and permitted usage.
And how do you know that?
From records provided by the IRS.
And in those records, did they give you any detail as to how it was restricted?
I remember seeing a list of both permitted apps and installed apps.
And
just Stephanie, thank you. Selena K, thank you for.
Was that as to this phone or just IRS?
That only applied to the IRS phone, not to Mrs. Banfield's phone.
Okay. You're going to move to the next slide. That would be 118.
We already believed that the account was created on Christina Banfield's phone.
Sir,
It's already in evidence.
yes. Have you had an opportunity to see this before?
I have.
And you were here when Detective Miller testified relating to this?
I was.
Okay, so what is this? What is the significance of this relating to your analysis?
This is just a continuation of the login activity from the prior slide. I believe this is the complete universe of logins from January 9th to the last one on February 23rd. Aside from the first one, which was from a mobile device, the rest of these are from a computer, a Windows computer, and all of them on the previous slide and this were from the Banfield's home IP address.
You're going to move to the next slide, which would be 119.
Sandy, thank you for 5 gifted memberships.
Evidence under seal.
You guys are super generous.
Sir, can you describe for the ladies and gentlemen of the jury what this is?
So this is I believe it's a partial.
If you'd like, I can enlarge it and then move it around.
No, it's fine as it is. This is a partial visualization of the message activity that occurred within the account. Aside from or it's inclusive of the 3 messages we saw on the first slide. This is close to 290 messages that were received by the suspect alleged account or the alleged suspect account. And these are varying in dates and times. The I believe these were all recovered from the deleted box of the Gmail account.
And these are items that you recovered?
These were provided by Google in response to the Fairfax County Police Department search warrant.
And in terms of the deletion box, would you consider that account maintenance?
I would consider that maintaining the account, cleaning it.
And to arrive in this form, what would one have to do from the inbox?
Log in and select messages for deleted. I don't recall if these were read or unread, but it would require, generally it requires logging in, selecting messages and deleting them.
Selena, thank you very much. Ruth Ann, gifted a membership as well.
I'm going to, so
this doesn't move the needle at all.
That was a portion of what we showed to Detective Miller.
Okay.
So I'm going to have to jump to the
Whatever.
the other numbers.
Whatever, 180 now?
We're at 180.
Right.
None of this moves the needle at all without that information about
And
who
I'm just
was
going to
using
move
it.
2 slides.
Who was using the device?
3 slides. This would be identified as Defense Exhibit 180. Sir, what is that?
These are 2 login events from a Windows computer to the alleged suspect Gmail account on February 17th, about 4 minutes apart. The first at 11:19 p.m., 11:20 p.m., the second at 11:23 p.m.
Your Honor, move that in as Exhibit 180.
Any objection?
No objection.
180?
And I'm sorry, could you please repeat that for the ladies and gentlemen of the jury?
Judge, I don't know why it bears repeating. Objection asked and answered.
Sustained.
Say it a little louder for the people in the back.
Asked and answered. I'll sustain the objection.
Okay. What if any significance to this slide to your investigation for digital forensics for this case?
Well, obviously the Gmail account has significant relevance to this particular case. The use of the case, as discussed earlier, requires awareness that the Gmail account exists and knowledge of the password. So to log into an account, a Google account or a Gmail account, you have to first know to go find it, to go look for it, and have the password to log into it.
And how important are these kind of details as to trying to attribute device behavior?
Well, knowing where and when.
Judge, I have to object asked and answered. I think we've been over why this is relevant. We can move on.
Asked and answered, sustained.
Okay. I'll move on to the next slide.
Then we'll ask all the same questions again.
Sir, have you seen this slide?
I
This
have.
would be identified as Exhibit 181.
I have.
And what, if anything, stands out in making this slide?
The timing, it's also on February 17th at 11:24 and 11:29 respectively p.m. And these are 2 outbound messages from the account purporting to be Christine Banfield.
Your Honor, I'd move this in as Exhibit 181.
Any objection?
No, again, if we can, right.
181?
And so the timing significant in this situation?
Yes, this is FetLife activity contemporaneous to the Gmail account activity we saw on the prior slide. Looks like within a minute or 2. So overlapping basically at the same time.
without providing the individual's
Your Honor,
identity,
we move on to slide
this pattern of usage is useless.
182. What do we have here, sir?
So this is a snippet from the Google geofence warrant return. It's provided to indicate the location of a target device. In this case, it was Mr. Banfield's device.
And Your Honor, I move this in as Exhibit 182.
Any objection?
Yes, Judge Foundation, there are no identifiers on this document.
Foundation.
Explain how you created this slide and what specifically those items are.
So the responsive documents for this particular set of records is a spreadsheet with maybe tens of thousands of rows. The data that in this case Google collects is recurring. It can be every minute or two, and it's over a period of months in this particular instance. So all I did was take a screen grab of relevant rows pertaining to this date and time from that spreadsheet.
And what date and time are you referring to?
So again, this is provided in Zulu time. So the relevant period is February 17th, 2023, around these particular records begin at 11:19, have 11:21, 11:27, and 11:29, which correspond back a few slides to the login to the Gmail account and the FetLife activity we just observed.
And Your Honor, I renew my motion to enter this into evidence.
Judge, still, if we're to rely upon this document, it is absent on its face of any connection to the source device.
Sustain the objection.
Sir, can you describe the first column there, what that contains?
Judge, I'm going to object the witness reading the denied exhibit evidence.
You haven't laid the
I
foundation
think
yet.
he's just going to identify the column.
Yes.
Fine. Overruled.
The first column?
Sure. Date and time for the starting of the logged data session or logged activity.
Okay. And that's for for each of those 4 times, that column is related to the date of the start, the time of the start?
Yes.
Okay. The second column, what is that related to?
The end of that particular data capture or data logged event.
The third column, what is that for?
It's the latitude. It's the geographical position in latitude.
And the fourth column?
Is the longitude.
And what does the fifth column indicate?
That's an accuracy measurement in meters, depending on how the data was sent to Google will vary and depend on how accurate they are. If it's coming from Wi-Fi, it can be very accurate. If it's coming from cell, it's usually less. GPS can be dependent.
And is that the final column there as to what the source was?
It is.
Okay. Is there anything different about, well, Your Honor, I'd move this in as 182.
Same objection.
Judge, same objection. If we're to rely upon this evidence, it needs to have clear indication as to where it's from.
Sustain the objection.
Do you have the entire access to the entire document that you grabbed this from?
I do.
Where do you have that?
It's probably on my laptop. It's certainly on hard drives.
Okay. Your Honor, we'll hold off on moving that in. And I guess we'll produce a massive document for Ms. Sands.
Thank you.
He sounds a little bit upset about that. But
Sir,
couldn't lay the foundation.
Do you see
this guy made
the picture on the screen there?
I do.
And does that relate to the previous document?
It will.
Okay. We'll identify that as number 183.
All right.
And when we can produce that document, we'll move that into evidence, Judge.
I mean, do you have any objection to 183 at this point?
No, just to the map
I
itself,
think
no.
we can move 183 in.
Okay, let's move 183 in.
All right.
Sir, can you identify what is contained in this slide 183?
Yes. This is just a map image of the Reston-Herndon, southern Reston-Herndon area. You can see Dulles Airport to the far left. The Banfield's residence on Stablebrook Way is approximated by the picture, the icon of the blue house towards the middle lower left. On the far right.
Objection, foundation. Judge, may we approach?
Okay.
She objected to the map? I was actually wanted to see that map. Specifically, I need to see again the gym where they exercised at, the cell phone tower where his phone pinged as being next to, and then how far away the house is. Is it possible that same tower would be used for calls or?
Sir, we're going to need that other document before we go with this slide.
Fair enough.
This next slide, is that related to the two previous? That would be Exhibit 184, Judge.
All right.
I'm still on sort of a continuation of the map.
Okay, of the map from the previous slide.
It's.
Judge, it will draw the same objection.
No, fine. I need it as 184.
Yes.
Okay.
Sir, let's move on to February 13th. Is this would be 185, I believe, Judge. Identified as Exhibit 185. What, if anything, does this indicate relating to your investigation of the digital forensics on this day?
This is another two logins to the Google, the alleged suspect email account, the Gmail account, CBRN 920. These took place on the morning of February 13th. Both, one at 7:33 and one at 7:48, 7:49 a.m. It was a bit anomalous because most of the activity that I observed in my analysis of this account took place at night, frequently late at night. Both of these came from the Banfield's residence, both of these events from a Windows computer.
And what are the relevant times there? And what's the significance of that?
7:33 a.m. and 7:49 a.m. And they were, anomalous from most of the other activity that I observed.
Sorry, I'd like to move that in as Defense Exhibit 185.
Any objection?
No objection.
185.
Before you start explaining, I wanted to make sure the jury saw it. So can you explain to the jury what the significance of these two artifacts are relating to February 13th?
Judge asked and answered.
Overruled at this point.
Yeah, so here are the two logins I just described. They are, bless you, they are from the home IP address. We can see that at the top of both their logins to the alleged suspect Gmail account. We can see that towards the bottom of each in the highlighted section. The date and time, they're both in the morning of February 13th, 2023. The first at 7:33 and 12 seconds a.m., the second at 7:48 and 41 seconds a.m. From the details, we can see nomenclature of the device-ish, we can tell from this case that it was a Windows-operated computer, not a mobile device.
Your Honor, I'm going to move to the next slide. Sir, can you see this slide?
I can.
Okay. And what is this something that you created?
No.
Is this something that you found through your digital forensics?
This is just a screenshot, a portion of the FetLife records.
Okay. And those are the records that have been moved into evidence?
They are, and these particular ones correspond to this date and this time frame on the morning of the 13th.
Now, Your Honor, I move that in as Commonwealth's Exhibit 186.
Any objection?
Nothing.
I'm sorry, Defense Exhibit 186. I keep saying that.
Yes.
These might be spicy.
Sir, what's the significance of these messages as it relates to the investigation of February 13th, 2023?
Just the timing, that it was contemporaneous or basically at the same time that the Gmail account activity was occurring.
Your Honor, I'm going to move on to the next slide.
Barely got that one. I'm going to have to go back and look.
Do you know what this is?
I do.
Okay. And what, if anything, what's the significance of this in terms of your investigation of February 13th?
So this is a demonstrative I created to show Mr. Banfield's devices relative position to the activity we just discussed at the residence.
That would be identified as 187. Your Honor, I'd move to admit that into evidence.
Any objection?
There's more to this. It's
Yes.
got.
So perhaps maybe we move through to the completed item, because at this point it's just a map, so I'm not sure how it's relevant.
Do you object to the map coming into evidence then?
No.
All right, 187 in evidence. Let's keep going.
Your Honor, I'm going to move to what will be identified as Defense 188.
All right.
Sir, what do we have here?
These are the times of the FetLife communications, the outbound FetLife communications from whomever was using the account purporting to be Mrs. Banfield, with an arrow pointing to the approximate location of the Banfield residence in Herndon.
Okay, that one they flashed on the screen
Your
is a
Honor,
little bit
I'm going to
spicy.
move on to Defense Exhibit 189.
I can't read it all. I mean, I know what it says,
I'm
but I
sorry.
just can't read it.
Was this being offered in evidence, or we're just moving on?
Oh, I'm sorry. Your Honor, I move Defense Exhibit 188 into evidence.
And Judge, we would object as an improper exhibit and foundation for the same reason that Ms. Graff's
All right, I'll sustain you.
demonstratives didn't come in.
Sustained, no argument.
Sir, do you see the exhibit on the screen identified as Defense Exhibit 190?
189.
189, I'm sorry.
I do.
What are the reference points Your Honor, may we approach before I ask the question?
He's asking these questions thinking he's scoring points. Only the witness is seeing this stuff because he hasn't admitted the item to be evidence in front of the jury. He tries to admit it, fails at that, can't overcome the objections, and just moves on. A lot of what he's doing is basically spinning his wheels. Unless for some reason this is getting traction with the jury and they're like, wow, the state sure looks fishy for trying to keep all this out. I sure want to know what this is. And that's probably not the proper, reason to develop reasonable doubt. But, it's not. They should develop their reasonable doubt based on the evidence provided, not by what isn't provided. And we're at
189. 190. Your Honor, I'm going to move on.
Okay.
We're definitely pushing into
January 23rd, 2023.
Next week or beyond.
Mr. Litsky,
on the weather.
Have you had an opportunity to look at this slide?
I have.
And this is identified as Defense 190. And explain what this shows and how you came about this in your investigation.
This is another login to the alleged suspect Gmail account, the CBRN 920 account, occurring on January 23rd, 2023 at 11:22 p.m.
Your Honor, move this in as Exhibit 190.
Any objection?
No objection.
190.
And what are the significant portions of this other than the date of 123?
The date and time, the home login address, but we saw from the slides prior that all of the logins occurred from the residence. It was from a Windows computer, which we've seen before.
And this was an artifact that was obtained through a warrant return to Google?
It was.
Your Honor, I'm going to move to what will be Defense Exhibit 191.
Been giving the side eye to somebody.
Do you recognize this?
I do.
And is this something that you received in your investigation into digital forensics?
It is. These are part of the FetLife responsive records. These are outbound communications from the account purporting to be that of Mrs. Banfield's, occurring on January 23rd, 2023, about the same time as the Gmail logins we just discussed.
Your Honor, I would move this in as Exhibit 191, and I think it just should be sent to the
191.
to the jury.
Sealed.
As I guess Judge has a sealed document.
Didn't tell me that before.
Didn't tell me before. I just put it up on the screen.
Judge, the entirety of the record is in evidence, not sealed.
Okay. I just was trying to.
So
And
why seal it first?
What exactly is?
Okay.
Tell us about this artifact for the ladies and gentlemen of the jury.
Yes, as stated, these are two outbound communications from the account purporting to be that of Mrs. Banfield's, both on January 23rd, 2023, the first at 11:28 p.m., the second at 11:35 p.m.
And Your Honor, that's been moved into evidence, correct?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to move to the next slide. This will be identified as Defense Exhibit 192. Sir, can you identify this?
Yes, I can. This is more Google geolocation records associated with Mr. Banfield's mobile device.
Okay. Is this part of the document that you clipped out of
It is the same spreadsheet.
I'll hold off on amending it, Judge.
Why don't we go ahead and take our afternoon recess, and then maybe you can get that document for me?
May I speak to him about the document?
Yes, you can speak about the document. Any objection to that?
No, Your Honor,
So he gets-
specifically, he's not asking about this document. He's asking to retrieve the base document for this
Right, he
data.
says he has the base document for all of
Understood.
these.
No
so
objection
if
to
you could
that.
talk to him about that so we can get that.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you.
All right, let's take our 15-minute recess. Not talk to anybody, don't do the outside research. We'll see you back at 3:45.
Of course, thank you, Judge.
Normally, the witness would be instructed not to talk to anybody about anything in this case. As they said on the stand, the defense got permission to talk to the expert about getting this document in. I think to make it proper, the prosecution should be there, listening in, make sure there's anything improper there. But
All right, sir, so
yeah.
you can talk to him about getting the large geo-tracking document, okay?
Of course. Do we want the FetLife documents?
I don't.
Those have been
You
admitted.
can talk to them about that. I'm not in
Okay.
it. Okay, 3:45. Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
After one incredibly spicy exchange, which I did not read out loud, and I will not read out loud, judge calls an afternoon break. The problem we're having with some of these documents and the sustained objections that we're seeing by the prosecution is that this witness, the expert that he is, made some of his own pages, right? He made his own little display where he took relevant information that he felt would help convey the message he was trying to get to the jury. And he cut and pasted from another report. And he just took the parts that he wanted. And he cut off column headings. He eliminated some timestamps. He sort of trimmed things down and pared it down. And the prosecution every time is objecting, and he's having to go back and saying, yeah, this was related to this. It's from this other document. And they're saying best evidence, Judge, the whole document's in. Show everything, because you're picking and choosing a little bit here, right? You're highlighting the parts that you want to show to make it look like your side is what's right. But there's more data out there that's relevant to this whole idea. So now, during this break, the defense will not get a break. They're out there trying to find the entire document. They'll be talking to the witness and getting this all pulled up, and they'll have to sort through. If you thought it was bad going through 181 pages, try going through thousands of pages of technical data. This is going to be challenging for sure, especially if the expert, who has already struggled with producing what I would call a professional product for their client to present in court, if he hasn't given the reference points and a bullet list of where this came from, a key, some sort of guide to walk the defense attorney through, this will basically be a flop, another flop for the defense. And I will also say, aside from the very beginning, when we had that information that came out about Brendan's gym membership card swipe and his phone pinging on the tower next to the gym, and at the same time, virtually, almost not the exact same timestamp, but within seconds or a minute at the most, having the au pair driving in her vehicle and getting pings showing that she is moving some distance away from the home or coming towards the home, and then almost at the exact same time showing that at the home, Christine's laptop is in use and it is accessing multiple accounts, including, her personal account and that has exchanges from FetLife. That was the best we could possibly get from that. That's what I was hoping all this would be. Show me how the data matches up, right? It's really hard to just see a report of every website a certain computer's visited and then say, clearly, there's our suspect because the computer's been to that website. I need to see the bigger picture. Show me who did that. Show me the evidence that puts a smartwatch and a phone or something from one person in one area moving around, next to the same thing in searches that coincide, or a two-factor authentication message that comes in on the phone while the Google search is going on or the login's happening on the laptop. Show me that while the other two are away. That will prove your point if it exists. I'm worried for the defense, it doesn't exist. The best they had was what they just presented. But anyway, tomorrow we will be here again. We're going to be catching up on the Canero case, which we did just hear that the judge has canceled court on Monday because of the weather. So we'll be playing catch up on that court Saturday and Monday. And yeah, it's going to be no RA devices, not people shown. It's devices. It can't prove people unless you've got them on video, right? If you've got a video of somebody using a device, that shows who was doing it. It's very difficult to prove people, although it's getting easier if you have the right equipment and the right settings on your device. Say, for instance, my phone has will do a LiDAR scan of my face and verify that it's me that's unlocking the phone. If I unlock my phone and it records on its history that it scanned my face and the image that it scanned matches my profile on the one that it has stored for me, then there's a good indication that what happens in the 3 seconds after that was something I did. We don't have that necessarily, that biological, factor, the confirmation. I 3D printed a mask of RA. It probably would work. The prosecutor's highly annoying with all her objections. Does the jury think so? If the jury is bored to death by the defense attorney, they might be like, thank you. Every time you can object that cuts this shorter, that's a blessing for us. Thank you, ma'am. If they're looking at the other way and say, would you just let him talk? He'd be done already if you hadn't objected to something that's really silly, and we're seeing that you object because of this, he asks it differently, it comes in. You object because of this, he asks it differently, it comes in. If it's like those frivolous objections, where it's not really, yes, you could object because, the rule technically, I don't know. We'll see where the jury stands on this, but I don't think it's going to come down to which lawyer they like best for this verdict. It shouldn't anyway. Prosecutors are to save the jury from sheer boredom. I do like the level of spice she has in her voice. You can tell she's a little frustrated. Most of her objections are sustained. I'd say upwards of 90%. She's getting a lot of sustained objections. How do you hold so much of that info in the head of yours? Well, I only have to hold it for a very limited time, and that's the key. Rules of evidence have to be followed. I agree. But there are times when the judge said, there's an objection foundation. And she's like, really? This is just a continuation. I'm not going to make you do the whole foundation for this one as well. There are times the judge has a level of discretion. And I think some of that discretion should be exercised on the prosecution side as well. Typically, the jurors are a reflection of us. She does break the monotony. Greeners has no discretion. How's the weather for those of you out in the center part of the nation? Is it turning bad yet? Yeah, if she wasn't able to give those types of details, then I don't trust her. She has too much to gain. Going back to the au pair you're talking about, morally neutral. It's a good point. The au pair, when she told her story, told the identical story to what we heard on the stand. It didn't deviate much at all. There was not any additional background information. That it wasn't told differently. It was almost like she had it memorized from when she told it the first time, which surprised me a little bit. I don't think people do that. She had a lot of time to prepare to share that if she was. Because she was just sitting in jail with nothing to do. She did have a ton to benefit from, but I have a hard time looking at her and seeing the au pair as the mastermind. I mean, how would that look? She's the mastermind. She wants to be with Brendan, so she concocts this. I've got an idea. I'll use the mom's laptop and build this site and bring this guy over so that I can call Brendan and see that she's cheating. And Brendan then comes in and thinks she's being attacked, so he shoots him. And then why stab her? Well, maybe the guy attacked her. That's a possibility. Don't think so. He didn't bring the right equipment for that. Remember, the knife was not a stabby knife. If you're going to commit a murder with a knife, you'd probably bring a knife that would work for the job. It was not a good knife for that. It was incredibly difficult to use. And then if that's all the case, and he did just bring the wrong knife and used it improperly, and Brendan just showed up and shot him, the blood doesn't match up with that. It doesn't show that her blood's in her shoes. How does the blood get in the au pair's shoes? That's an issue that shouldn't be there, right? It shouldn't happen that way. There's more. There's more blood evidence on Joe that shows that the wife was definitely killed second. You've got the delay in the 911 calls. All these factors. I can't see another scenario beyond the one that the au pair laid out that works logically with the evidence we already have. Just checked. It's -2 in Wisconsin. That's cold. We're at the heat of the day, -8. Man, I miss ice fishing. Yeah, it makes me sad when I hear about these beautiful cold temperatures. If you listen to the weathermen, we'll get between 1 to 84 inches of snow and or ice. Sounds about right. All right, cold and rain in Texas. Send a picture of my outside enjoying being outside. I think it's my outside cat enjoying being inside. That's the picture I remember receiving from you. Brendan's going to take the stand. Probably not today, or if he does, he definitely won't be done today. When he takes the stand, he needs to tell the whole story, right? He can't just get up there and talk bad about the au pair. He's got to say what happened that day, what he knew, what he saw, what he didn't know, how this all went down, and you've got to explain the 911 calls. What is it? I had no idea she called 911. Nothing had happened then. Or what? And honestly, if we have 60 devices that are imaged, why don't we have more cell phone tower ping data on these phones? Why don't we know the time he arrived back at the house? We know he was at McDonald's because we have the video, but why don't we know when he got there and then he was in the house how long before he made a phone call, or a phone call was made to the police saying he actually shot Joe? Why didn't that info come in? That's important. That solidifies the timeline for us a little bit. Better than just McDonald's security video. He's writing his story. That's what he's writing down, so his story lines up. I think he would definitely like to have a weekend to prepare. Leaf blowers for snow removal. Woot woot. If we learned anything from the Karen Reed trial, it's that you make do with what you have, right? Red Solo cups and all. I feel judged by her No, that is the kindest face on a judge I've ever seen. That's a judge. That's a judge you want to be seated in front of. She's a nice judge. How long until this direct is over? Yes, I believe this morning during the charge conference, the judge started at 9 a.m. before we went live with the feed. There was a discussion of Brendan testifying. The current plan is that he would testify. That may change. It's one of those things that can always change up to the moment they take the stand that are under oath. But it looks like he currently is planning on testifying. If you're going to crime in Boston this weekend, it's your chance to get away with it. She looks like the mom in the Back to the Future in the 50s. I wonder if all these portraits are by the same person. I wish we could see like multiples of them. That hair is true pin curls. Takes some work. Can he take his notebook back to his cell? Yes. His personal effects and paperwork about his case he should have a whole files of stuff that he has access to back in his cell. Betty White went to my high school way back in the day. She's a legend. Did she come and visit, or was she there is that where she went to school? You went to school with her, or you went to the school that she went to school at? Miharsh JR5TP says, such a bad idea. I think you're talking about Brendan testifying.
All right.
Are we back already?
I
was just warming up. That's Judge Barbara Luis Milano Keenan.
That is what we're trying to isolate.
Well, here's the. Gotcha. I don't know where his mouse is. There's the folder.
Okay.
From the return, but
Okay. Can you clip it with the headers included so that it tracks?
Yeah, what they're doing. I don't need narrative, Mr. Carroll.
Not in the remaining.
Okay.
Break.
So if you could get back to the stand, that's fine. Are you satisfied with what you're still missing some information? Okay. Mr. Carroll, how much more do you have with this witness? Because you have a remote witness that has been sitting there all day waiting to testify. And if I have to take him out of turn.
I just talked to him, Judge. And I told him we may not be done.
But I would like to do that witness.
Would you?
Even if
Okay.
we have to take him out of turn. I assume your cross-examination is not going to be long. I just need to get you through your direct.
Okay.
So.
Have you already notified him?
No, we haven't notified him.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm fine.
I
with
just
that.
want, I mean, he's been sitting there all day and I'd rather get him done.
Sitting on
He's
Zoom
worried
all day.
about, I think, losing electricity next week. I mean, there's just issues that
Right.
I don't want to
Okay.
stress your witness out and try to get them done today.
That's fine, Judge. I literally just talked to him and said, I'm not sure yet. So that's fine.
Okay.
I'm happy to do
Well,
that.
How much more, how many more questions? Or how many-
Well, we have a couple of days to go through, Judge. So we're probably maybe hour and a half, 2 hours for him.
Well, then we need to stop with him and do
Okay.
your remote witness. If
Okay.
that's okay with everybody?
We're good
All right,
with that,
you can have a
Judge.
seat.
if
Let's
we
go
can
ahead and
a
get the
vote.
remote witness.
And
Let's go ahead and get him up before we bring the jury back in. And we'll just tell them we're taking him out of turn. And that way, by whenever we come back after the snow, maybe you'll have all your exhibits in line,
You'll have a week to
streamlined,
prepare.
and you'll have all the geo-tracking information that's needed for that
and
foundation.
he'll be able to work on that.
Okay, so we can do that, so he can finish after that. I assume this witness we can get done before 5?
I believe we can.
Okay. Do you have any objection to that?
No.
Ms. Sands?
Thank
Okay. I'd rather just do that because this remote witness is,
Yes.
there might be a lot of ice in their area, and so they don't know if they'll have electricity, so. Okay.
All
And
right.
I'll just explain it to the jury.
I don't know if
Or do
it'll
you
be
have any
any
exhibits
better,
to show this witness online?
but at least it's going to be different.
Well, I'm just asking if you have if you have exhibits. Okay, we'll just get somebody from IT here to help you do that, so your witness can see does your witness have a copy of your exhibits? Have you emailed?
Yeah, they were what he
So he would already know which ones you're referring to, correct?
yes. Yes.
The 2 more days he has to go through, there are 2 more calendar days on the log that he wants to go through this
No, it's
with his
this one
expert.
here.
It'll only take 2 hours to do it. So we don't have 2 more days of this witness. No, we would bail if that was going to happen. She's bored with, she wants a change for sure. Emily Jane, I see your comment. That was funny. He is going backwards. Yeah, I can't promise this next witness is entertaining and fun to watch and clear and concise and fast-paced, but at least it's different from what we've had so far today. So, where am I that I'm getting a snowstorm? I'm in eastern North Carolina, and I might be missed. I'm sort of right on the boundary. We're under state of emergency. Our governor declared state of emergency yesterday regarding the storm. But as far as the effect of this, I really don't get hit till sort of the very tail end with cold weather. And if the rain's moved out before then it's just cold. So We're unsure about the spice level. All we know is that it's different, and different is good.
Know that it matters.
Okay.
I really enjoy being in North Carolina. It's a wonderful state. I think a state of emergency declaration by the governor basically means that it enables them to use financial assets that are locked up otherwise, or assets such as the National Guard and things like that you can't use barring one of those declarations. So it allows them to get prepped and have services and resources available for the store. JR, I need to talk to your people and talk about metal detect their land. 1700s was a great time period to drop stuff in the ground. If you got people with land, I'd like to detect it. No, I've only been in North Carolina for about six going on 7 years. Before that, I lived out west in Utah. Gravity was stronger in the 1700s. Got land in Jefferson. Public schools are closing, yes. Courts all over the U.S. are closing too. I mean, not like California, the western states.
He's in Paul. What's your witness's name?
Oh, there's a pillar rising next to the podium. What is this?
Barriero.
Mr. Barrero, can you hear me, sir?
What high-tech transformer level courtroom is this?
Okay. All right. We're just going to wait for the jury to come in, and then I'll swear you in, sir, okay?
Your tax dollars at work.
Once I swear you in, we'll change the position of the monitor so you'll be able to see Mr. Carroll, okay?
That's fancy. I had no idea they were hiding a big screen TV in
We
there.
ready for the jury?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
We would have wheeled a TV cart in from the IT office, but no, this comes out of the desk, transforms into a remote witness. That's some entrance. It was funded by the Depp Herd. It must have been there during Depp Herd. Didn't we get the guy in the Hawaiian guy in the car during Depp Herd? Wasn't he on that? He was on Zoom, right?
All right. Afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. What we're going to do is we're going to sometimes things happen in trials. We need to switch things up a little bit and take things out of turn. So what we're going to do now is we're going to come back to the last expert that you had the next time we meet, okay? And we'll come back to his direct testimony, and we'll go through the rest of his testimony at that time. What we have now is a remote witness that has been waiting all day, and he's in an area that is going to be impacted out of state with the weather. So I wanted to make sure we got him today. Not that I'm hoping he doesn't lose electricity anytime in the next few days, but we just want to make sure we got him in for you. So we're just going to take him out of turn, okay? All right, so you want to call your next witness?
Yes, Your Honor. I'd call Nick Barrero.
All right, Mr. Barrero, if you could raise your right hand for me. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth under penalty of law?
I do.
Good audio. Love that.
Mr. Barrero, can you hear me? This is John Carroll.
Yes, sir, I can.
Okay. Sir, can you state your name, spelling it for the court reporter that we have here?
Yeah, sure. It's Nick Barrero.
Like it says on the screen.
Nick. Last is Barreiro.
And sir, what is your area of discipline as an expert?
I'm an audio video forensic analyst.
And can you give the ladies and gentlemen, the jury, an idea of your background that allows you to become an audio visual analyst?
Sure. I spent 15 years in law enforcement in California before founding my own media forensics firm. And I've been doing this type of work full-time for the past a little over 5 years now.
And do you have any training, specific training that allows you to be an expert in this area?
I do. I've attended a lot of specialized trainings. I received my certification as a certified audio video forensic analyst through the Electronic Technicians Association. I've also done training with the FBI. I'm a member of the Digital Imaging and Video Recovery team through the FBI. I've done training specifically on all of the software that I use in my work, both for enhancement and analysis of any sort of recorded evidence. I've taken a lot of classes through the University of Colorado at Denver, which is kind of the gold standard for media forensics training, and lots of other vendors. I've done a lot of specialized training.
And how long, and let me ask you this, are you part of, I think you mentioned an organization that you're part of? Are there any other organizations that you're involved with related to your specialty?
Yes, I'm an active member of the International Association for Identification. I'm an active member of the Audio Engineering Society and the Electronic Technicians Association International, who provided the certification for the audio video forensic analyst certification.
Now, do you, with that experience, do you train other people that are in your discipline?
I have trained law enforcement professionals in the proper way of handling and analyzing digital evidence. I've trained security professionals. I haven't trained anybody specifically that does exactly what I do. I haven't trained any of my competition, if you will, but I've trained a lot of other
it's good for job security
related individuals.
Okay, and have you testified in court relating to your findings and analysis?
I have.
And
I've
how many
testified
times would you estimate?
I've testified in court since I left law enforcement. I testified many times while I was a police officer and a detective, but since I left law enforcement and I've been doing this full time, I've testified about 30 times. About half of those were in depositions, and about half of those were in trials like this one or other sort of court hearings.
And have you been qualified as an expert in those courts that you've testified?
I have.
And how many times have you been qualified in the courts that you've attended?
All of them. I've never not been qualified as an expert.
And what states have you been qualified in?
Ooh, I wouldn't be able to give you an exhaustive list off the top of my head, but a lot of states.
Okay. Have you ever been qualified? Well, you're in Tennessee, correct?
I am.
Have you ever been qualified in Tennessee?
I have been, yes.
Have you ever been qualified in Virginia?
I believe so, but don't quote me on that. Again, I don't recall. A lot of my testimony
Judge, if I may,
remote like this.
We'll stipulate to his qualifications as an expert.
You want to move him in as an expert in
Yes.
audio
So
video
moved.
analysis?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
I'd move Mr. Barrero in as an expert in audio video analysis for the record.
All right, so moved.
Mr. Barrero, calling your attention to the case that you worked on for, or the Banfield case. What specific
Yes, sir.
digital evidence did you receive for your examination?
I received 2 digital files. One was a 911 recording. It was just a short recording, an audio recording of a 911 call. And then I also received a longer recording. It was an exemplar recording titled Lily 3 Original, and it contained sounds of a dog barking, whining, that sort of stuff.
And can you
Which one did you
explain to
analyze?
the court what an exemplar is?
Sure.
And the ladies and gentlemen of the jury.
Yeah, absolutely. So in forensic analysis, often we are using exemplars as a comparison. A known sample, such as this Lily recording, is an exemplar because it's a known recording of this dog named Lily.
Judge, at this time,
that is now.
Excuse me, sir, I'm sorry. I would object to the testimony of a known recording. I don't believe he's laid any foundation to show that he knows anything about the recording.
All right, I'll sustain the objection.
Okay. Did you hear that, sir?
I did.
So what I was just asking you is what an exemplar was. And
Yes, so
go ahead.
Sorry, yes. In general, an exemplar recording is a known recording of known origin that can then be used as a point of comparison against an unknown or a questioned recording.
Can you briefly explain what a hash value is and why it's important for forensic integrity?
Yes, a hash value is like a digital fingerprint or a digital file. It's a unique value that is calculated on the file. It's not part of the file itself. It's calculated using every bit of data that's in the file. So because it's a really complicated mathematical algorithm that is done to the file, if any one single bit of data is changed within the file, the hash value changes. So hash values are what we use to uniquely identify digital evidence like this, and I calculated the hash values for the recordings in this case so that we can just verify that I used the exact unaltered copies of the original evidence that you have there in court.
Okay, thank you.
Sound
if I
panels
could
on the
just
wall
ask
behind
you a
him.
little bit about your methodology.
Yes, sir.
What are the terms critical listening, waveform, and spectrographic analysis? Can you explain those terms to us?
Sure. Critical listening is it's a very detailed, repeated review of the audio data using high quality professional headphones and on a professional forensic workstation. And that's done usually it's done in conjunction, kind of hand in hand with waveform and spectrographic analysis. And waveform and spectrographic analysis it's a way to visualize the audio data that you're actually hearing in the headphones. So the waveform, I think most people are familiar with what the waveform looks like. It's a squiggly line going from left to right across the screen, and it represents the volume or the amplitude of an audio signal over time, whereas the spectrogram does the same from left to right. It represents the same sort of a timeline, but it also adds a third component, which is the frequency or the pitch that is present in the recording.
And sir, what does a spectrogram show us that our ears might miss?
So the spectrogram visually separates the sound that your ear hears as just one continuous sound. The spectrogram visually separates that sound into its frequency components. So higher frequencies are at the top of the spectrogram, lower frequencies are at the bottom of the spectrogram. And it allows us to kind of see past the noise or overlapping sounds in a recording. You can look at it like the difference between taking a bite of cake and you taste cake. You know, most people know what cake tastes like. But this allows us to not only taste the cake, but it allows us to separate that into its individual components, right? The flour, the butter, the sugar, all the ingredients. That's kind of what the spectrogram does, is it separates out the audio signal into its component frequencies.
And in preparing your report, did you create figure or examples of this?
I did.
Okay.
Spectrograms for both the exemplar recording and for the 911 recording.
And do you have your report?
I do.
Okay. Is that possible to share your screen? I don't know how.
No. Do you have his report?
I do.
Then you can share your screen.
Okay. Sir, I'm going to open up your analysis and report.
Okay.
Judge, just to move things along, we are going to object to the witness's report being offered into evidence. If there are specific photographs or diagrams he wishes to reference, those would be fine. The report, no.
That's what I'm referring to now, Judge.
I know you're referring to the report, but I guess the question is, what are you going to glean from referring to the report? Because she's saying that she's going to object to it coming into evidence.
Well, there are examples of what he's speaking about that would be instructive.
Well, I'm sure he remembers his report, and if he doesn't, he can refresh his memory by looking at it.
I was just, okay. Mr. Barrero.
Did you prepare any exhibits? Anything exhibiting?
What is fundamental frequency?
If you could turn your laptop off, or just so we can. So then that'll go off.
Turn it off.
That's okay. That's fine. Go ahead. We're good. Go ahead. Go ahead. Ask your question.
Are you there, Mr.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Yes.
What is fundamental frequency?
And I'm sorry, I missed it. Are we able to show any diagram or any of the images?
No, we're going to
show the images. Okay.
We're going to rely upon your recollection.
Okay.
The sweet tones of your voice.
If you were able to see the spectrogram, again, you have the higher frequencies at the top of the screen, lower frequencies at the bottom of the screen. The fundamental frequency is basically the lowest line in that spectrogram, and it represents the kind of the baseline pitch of any sound. So I don't know them off the top of my head, but every musical note on the scale has a specific pitch that is the definition of that note, and that is the fundamental frequency of that note, and that's symbolized as F0 in diagrams that you'll see of a spectrogram. F0 is the fundamental frequency.
Okay, sir, have you listened to the items of evidence that you received for examination recently?
I have.
Okay, and would you, if I play them, would you recognize those?
Yes, I would.
Okay.
Are these 911 calls?
I think you had referenced the Lily 3 as an exemplar recording.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm going to play that for you now.
Is that already in evidence?
No, it is not, Judge, and we would object.
Okay.
What's the foundation?
Let's mark it. And what's the objection?
Foundation.
All right, we're going to mark it. There's an objection to foundation.
Yes, Your Honor.
Who recorded this? Where? What is it?
What's next? 193. 183. I was going to, I'm sorry?
193.
193. Okay, I'll mark it as 193. But the objection is foundation.
Yes, Your Honor.
He had to have seen this coming. He's buffering.
Sir, did you hear the exemplar 911 call?
Sir, you can't play. Sir, you want to approach Mr.
Mr. Carroll had to have anticipated that he would need to lay the foundation for what he's saying is the exemplar Lily recording. This is a recording of a dog barking. Okay? What we need for foundation is where it came from. Who recorded it? Like who made the recording? We can start with who's Lily. Lily. We can start with who's Lily. Then who recorded this? What did they record on? How did they record it? When did they record it? Where did they record it? Let's get all the who, what, when, where, why, hows out of the way, and then tell us how this is an authentic version of what was done then. So you'll probably need the person who recorded it, unless, I don't know, is this on one of the phones that's been admitted? Why does he need this evidence? Well, he's comparing sounds. Obviously, something happened in a 911 call that he wants to compare to this known recording of Lily. Was there dog barking in the first 911 call when they hung up? Or the second one? I think Lily was the family pet. Do you think it's the moaning? Oh, that's a great Northwest. There was a point where they said you could hear someone moaning in the back of the 911 call. And they want him to say that was the dog? YouTube anticipates that some words are not appropriate for chat.
Mr. Carroll, if we can continue, I have a juror that needs to leave at 5, please. So can we continue? Okay.
Now the judge, who has been super patient the entire time, shows a little bit of exasperation in her voice. She says, oh, okay. Sure. Come on up. If you can't get this audio clip played, we don't need this witness. There's not going to be multiple recordings that he reviewed. And the key word we heard from defense was recently. This is somebody he picked up quite recently in the case. Probably for a very limited purpose.
Sir, are you familiar with the exemplar 911 concatenated wave?
I am. Yes, I created that file.
Okay. And did you create that off of the 911 call that was provided to you for examination?
Yes, it's a concatenation. It's a combination of the 911 call and the exemplar.
Sir, we're gonna play the first exemplar of the first 911 call, or the only 911 call that you received.
Is this Exhibit 1?
This would be
Or Exhibit?
It would be Exhibit 193.
No, I mean
194.
No, the original
I
one.
thought we were
It's already in
the
evidence.
911 tape that was already in evidence. Exhibit
Oh,
1.
it is the same
So
one.
all right, then we can play Commonwealth's 1.
If we can be completely clear, the witness just testified that he made a concatenated recording. That's the overlay of the not admitted exhibit on top of the 911 call. If counsel is asking to play Commonwealth's Exhibit 1, the admitted 911 call, no objection.
Okay. Are you going to play the Exhibit 1?
I'm going to play the first 911 call.
Not something that he created, but
Not something he created.
The original
something,
911 call.
Something that was provided to him from our discovery.
And that's what you're going to play now, is
Yes.
just that one?
Yes.
Any objection?
As long as the one that he provided to his witness is the same as was admitted in evidence, no objection.
Well, I'm happy to play the one that's admitted in evidence, but this is the one that I received from discovery. So
It should be the same one then.
Should be the
Okay,
same.
so Commonwealth's one.
Ooh, that was a little jab.
Sir, can you hear this?
If we can't hear it, he can't hear it.
I'm curious what kind of headphones he has.
We shouldn't have this. It's the audio.
It says, I need your help. I'd be happy to play the one
Thank you,
that
sir.
we have in evidence, but this is the one I received in discovery.
I'm trying to play this file. He's on there.
Man, you see these big trials where you have a designated tech guy on the defense or on the prosecution. You think, what a waste of money sometimes, right? And then you have moments like this where it's like they're worth their weight in gold. They're Sony headphones. What's the model, Posty 7? Do you know? I'm curious. He being a designated.
I mean, I have IT here to help him as well.
The state's like, we'll just play our copy. IT shows up. I don't want to point it out, but IT looks like he does some GQ on the side. The red shirt guy, the maroon guy. He might do some modeling, I'm thinking.
47, 32. Fairfax County 911, where's your emergency? Hello, Fairfax County 911. February 24, 2023, 7:47, 39.
Sir, were you able to hear that?
I was.
Okay. Now, that 911 call was the comparison to Lily 3 that you had received, correct?
Correct.
And what, if anything, did you do with just the 911 call?
So the 911 call can be broken up into three separate parts. The beginning is the dispatch. Well, it's an automated voice talking about the date and time, and then it's the dispatcher's voice answering the call. And there's a little bit of background noise during that when the dispatcher's answering. And then there's this brief, it's about a second and a half. I think it's 1.4 seconds of what could be a groaning sound. And that is really the only portion of the recording that I did anything with. So I ignored the automated voice at the beginning and the dispatcher answering the call. I used the 1.4 seconds after that before the end of the call, which is the dispatcher asking again if there's somebody on the line, and then the automated voice again, and it ends. So it's really just that 1.4 seconds in the middle of the call where that apparent groaning sound is that I focused on in that recording.
Okay. There's been a foundation objection relating
move your
to...
microphone back up. Move your microphone. Thank you.
There's been a foundation objection relating to the Lily 3 file that you've received. So we're going to have to get evidence as to the foundation before we can continue on with your examination.
Okay.
So we're done.
I'm not certain when that will be, but are you willing to get back on at the appropriate time?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
All right,
I'm,
is there any
I'm getting paid by the hour.
cross-examination this time?
Not at this time.
All right,
Your Honor, I would, at this time,
Ask for a break for the day.
continue on with our previous examination and have
All right.
Mr. Barrero come back
on
in
call.
when the
Okay,
time's
Mr.
appropriate.
Barrera, we'll call you again when we need you, okay, sir?
Okay, thank you.
Your Honor, if you could admonish him that he's subject to recall and can't discuss his testimony.
Right. You are subject to recall, sir. You're kind of in the middle of your testimony at this moment, I guess, in a way. So you really can't talk to anybody in the case to include the defense team at this point, because it seems like he suspended your testimony, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. All right. Thank you, guys.
Your Honor, in terms of speaking with him, can I speak to him about the timing of when he may be testifying again?
Well, yeah, we'll take care of that. We
Okay.
have his email now and everything, so if you could let us know, we can contact him and make sure he's set up.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Just give us enough lead time to do that.
Yes.
All right, want to come back to stand in a moment? Can you get that back off? Yeah, I'm hoping. You want to give it a second to finish?
Ava, AVA.
You don't get hit by that.
Thank you
You're
for
going the
the
wrong way.
gifts. We just got 2 more spools of PLA sent. My kids are all excited. They're like, I want to use that one. That's awesome. Thank you. We got silver and gold. Both silk PLA. That's awesome. Thank you so much. Kids are stoked. So the bad news is we're going back to our expert witness from before. Nick Barrero is off the screen for now, and we're going to be going back to our previously recalled witness, probably for the rest of the day, which is not very long at all. So bear with us. We might get fireworks out of this yet. When the defense says we need to get foundational evidence in, it means he needs to call somebody, and that evidence might be his client. Okay, monitor's getting put away. It's shrinking back into the desk. It might be his client. Who else would be able to give the foundation for the recording as to what it is? That's a fancy schmancy thing. Does Amazon ship to Ari's PO box? Actually, we have a wish list, and that ships direct to us. But yes, Amazon will ship to a PO box, I think. I know the wish list works to our house. Tammy, we use Printables, Thingiverse, and my son uses a couple CAD programs to design his own. Printables.com, Thingiverse.com. Where's the wish list? Hang on, if I can find it.
We weren't to the 30th. Yeah, we were on the 30th.
Sir, do you see the slide on the screen?
I do.
Okay, I believe that was something that we were going to provide additional report, which we'll be able to do. Let me move on to number 20.
What exhibit number?
Back to the spice.
I didn't know. I stopped at 191. That life response.
Ace King, I haven't used any other printers other than this one. This is
Sir,
our
I
first.
believe this is 190.
Nope.
No.
Judge, I have 190 as the January 23rd, 2023 login to CBRN 920 at 11:22 p.m.
That's not 190. I think it's, I don't know.
I get Amazon delivered to my P.O. box all the time, actually. I do.
Yeah, that's
You got 189?
189.
No, well, he just, no, that has 4 more blocks. It's not that one either. That one was when they added blocks to it. So
This is 184 that he's got.
it's 184.
yes.
The one on the screen right now.
184. It's not in evidence.
Correct.
Sir, can you see the slide that's on the screen designated as Defense Exhibit 184?
I see a slide on the screen, yes.
Okay. And what is that?
This is a Google map with overlay points that I put on to show 5 locations relative to the Banfield residence.
Okay. And what, if anything, did you do in your digital forensics analysis to create this?
I reviewed the Google geolocation records that we discussed earlier. Also, T-Mobile provided locational records related to, in this case, Mr. Banfield's device. T-Mobile records with location information were obtained by the Fairfax County Police Department, both related to all calls and data sessions. So those were also consulted and were inputted in where appropriate. I don't know if these particular points are from the Google records, the T-Mobile records, or a combination of both.
And sir, this is the document that was created relating to those returns that we were looking for from Google and from T-Mobile, correct?
I was searching for the Google records. I wasn't asked to search for the T-Mobile records.
Okay. Well, just in anticipation of that. Your Honor, I'm going to move on to the next slide, which would be designated Defense 185.
That wasn't shown to the jury or admitted into evidence.
Sir, do we have those records?
You haven't moved. What? We're still on 184.
Okay. Your Honor, the records are still be supplemented.
I understand, but you said you were moving on to 185, but this isn't 185. This is still 184.
I'm sorry. Sir, this would be 185, Your Honor?
No, Judge.
That is not. That looks like
185 was
180.
the 21323 records.
The numbering.
What number is this one?
Courtroom full of tech, but we
I
can't
have
get
it
the
as
numbers right.
180, is that correct or no? No?
I have artifact information.
No, that's a different one.
Judge, I don't believe we've yet discussed January 30th.
I don't see it anywhere. Would you like to? We have not seen this one. So would you like to mark it as 193?
Yes, ma'am.
All
Sir, look at what defense exhibit that has been marked as 193. Do you recognize that?
I do.
And what is the basis to create that slide?
These are two login artifacts from the alleged suspect Gmail account, the CBRN 920 account, both on January 30th, 2023, one at 10:36 and 38 seconds p.m., the other at 11:03 and 25 seconds p.m., both from a Banfield residence, both from a Windows enabled device.
Your Honor, move this in as defense exhibit 193.
No objection.
193?
Sir, can you explain to the ladies and gentlemen the significance of these artifacts?
These are two additional logins that occurred from the Banfield residence, again on January 30th, 2023, at 10:36, 10:37 approximately p.m. and 11:03, approximately 11:03 p.m. as well, both from a Windows computer, both into the CBRN 920 account.
These could have been Brendan.
Your Honor, I'm going to
They could have been the au pair.
Slide.
All right.
Doesn't prove anything. We're just
Sir,
going through the evidence
you know
that
this slide?
arguably could be used against the
And
defendant.
how did you create that?
This is FetLife messages, again, from the FetLife, the complete FetLife message set. This is limited to two messages that occurred on January 30th, 2023, around the same time of the Gmail account logins we just spoke of, one at 10:47 p.m., the other at 10:58 p.m., both outbound from the account purporting to be that of Christine Banfield's.
And Your Honor, I move this in as defense
No
exhibit
objection.
194.
Oh, you,
No objection.
okay, 194. I don't understand.
Should it be? No.
No.
And sir, can you describe how you acquired these messages?
These might be spicy.
These were acquired by the Fairfax County Police Department with a search warrant. These were provided in discovery in a spreadsheet, and that is what I used to create this subset here.
Your Honor, I'm going to move on to the next slide. This would be marked as Defense Exhibit 195. What are these records from?
These are Google geolocation records, again, related to Mr. Banfield's device from January 30th, 2023. Two records, two geolocation points. In the same time frame we've been discussing, one of these is at 10:50 p.m. on the 30th. The other is at 10:52 p.m. on the 30th.
Okay, and were you able to identify the entire record that makes up this screenshot?
I was, yes.
Okay, and that's something to provide for this and others that you did screenshots on?
Yes, this is part of the massive spreadsheet that has all of the records.
Sure, does this relate to those records as well? This would be 195, 96.
I believe it does once the plots are pointed, but yes, for now it's just a Google map of the Reston Herndon area.
Judge, we won't look to move that into evidence until we get the document to Ms. Sands.
Which you haven't done yet.
And same with this situation, with this particular slide?
Yes, these are the two aforementioned Google geolocations, approximate location on the map.
Okay.
So Judge, that would be 197?
Yeah, that
197.
197. Thank you.
Judge, this would be identified as Defense Exhibit 198. Sir, have you seen these records?
I have.
And is this something that you created based on the artifact information?
This is just the artifact information copied out and pasted as a solo artifact for display.
Okay. And this is a different date than what we just previously looked at, correct?
This is February 7th, 2023 at 10:02 p.m.
And what are the significant parts of this exhibit?
This is another login to the alleged suspect Gmail account, also from the Banfield residence, also from a Windows computer.
Your Honor, I move that in as Defense Exhibit 198.
Any objection?
No, ma'am.
198.
And I'm sorry, the notable portions of this were?
The date and
Judge,
time.
asked and answered. I think we've identified its value.
Next question.
Your Honor, I'm going to move to the next slide. And sir, are these documents that you used and created in your digital forensic analysis in this case?
This is a screen grab again from the FetLife larger production. These are 3 outbound messages from the account purporting to be that of Christine Banfield, all on February 7th, 2023, one at 10:08 p.m., one at 10:12 p.m., one at 10:15 p.m.
You're going to move to the next slide. Actually, I'm sorry. I'd move to admit Defense 199 into evidence.
Any objection?
No objection.
199.
Your Honor, I'm going to move on to the next slide. Sir, what are these?
These are additional Google geolocation points provided regarding Mr. Banfield's device. These are for the same time period. This is February 7th after the conversion. These are in Zulu time, but February 7th at 10:04, 10:06, 10:08, 10:10, 10:12, and later in 10:12 with their corresponding geolocation coordinates.
And you have the supporting document from where you got this screen grab?
I do.
Okay. Your Honor,
you're not going to move it in because we don't have the document.
Identify that, and we'll move to put it into evidence at a later time. I'm going to the next slide. This is what will be identified as Exhibit 201. Do you recognize that?
I do.
Is that related to the screen grab that was just in the last slide?
It does. This is the map that will be used to depict the geographical coordinates.
Okay. Your Honor, we'd identify that as 201 and move to admit into evidence after we provide the main document. Moving on to the next slide. Is that the same situation?
It is with
the 202.
Is that still 201? Or no?
Well, now that
Oh, we've added the icon.
yes, one of the geocords is there.
And that relates to the same Google search warrant records that you received?
It does.
Okay. Your Honor, we'll ID that as 202 and move to admit once we provide the main document.
Somebody better be at Kinko's making that main document copy.
Sir, do you see the screen in front of you?
I do.
Is there anything on it?
Can you identify this document?
I can.
Okay. And how did you create this document and what does it contain?
This is a screen grab of timeline data from Ms. Banfield's mobile device or cell phone.
You're going to move that in as Exhibit 203.
Any objection?
Judge, again, the document lacks column and row headers. I have no idea what.
Foundation is the objection.
Yes, ma'am.
Sustain the objection.
Sir,
This judge is working overtime on
this
this one.
particular document, is this something that you created?
I captured the screenshot, but this is information
Sorry.
that this is information that
Was
is presented to me in the forensic software that I use to review the artifacts from within the subject device. In this case, Mrs. Banfield's cell phone.
And are there headers and other such things to go with this document?
There are. This one in particular came from a timeline view as opposed to an artifact view. So this is a point in time, in this case on February 23rd. This one's in UTC. February 23rd, beginning just before 9 p.m. through around 9:28 p.m. And because it's a timeline view, it's everything that was going on the phone at the same time. So it's not just emails, it's not just website visits. This one begins with an instant message, goes to an email, website cookies, and then back to messages.
Okay. I think
I'd like to see
the
that.
foundation of it is something that we're going to have to provide in order to be able to introduce that into evidence. Do we have those documents?
Well, this is part of this is from the portable case. So it's, millions of documents all in one thing. I can try to replicate this with the column headers if that makes it easier.
No.
We could.
Now, the portable case, I think we've gone through that before. That's a tool in digital forensics, right?
It is.
And would there be header columns in that portable case as it shows?
Yes, there will be.
So it's possible to provide that for purposes of the Commonwealth's objection?
Yes, that can be.
Your Honor, we'd identify that as Exhibit 203 and move it into evidence at a later time. Sir, do you recognize that?
I do.
Identified as Defense Exhibit 204. Your Honor, move this in as Commonwealth's Exhibit 204.
Objection, foundation.
Foundation, objection.
Do you have the foundation for this or where this came from?
I do. This is a similar view, a timeline view of the activity on Ms. Magalhaei's phone from about the same period of time, February 23rd, 2023, beginning at about 8:56 p.m. through approximately through approximately 9:09 p.m.
All right, Your Honor, we'll identify that as 204 and move it into evidence at a later time.
Mr. Carroll, do you have any evidence that you can go forward on that you don't have to get other supporting documents for? Because we're just spinning our wheels right now, because we're going to have to go back to all of these. And so
I understand.
I'm just not interested in wasting the jury's time.
I have these presentations based on days, Judge, but based on the Commonwealth's objection of foundation, we need additional information in order to satisfy that foundation.
All right. That's fine. So you don't have any other questions without a foundation?
Well, I can certainly check, Judge, as I go
right.
through. I'm just identifying these so that.
I know, but you're just identifying them, and we're going to go back and we're going
You have to identify them
It's
again.
not saving us any time. We're going to have to all do it again.
I can
Go faster. No,
go
you can't.
ahead and see if there's anything that we can
All right.
work with now.
Okay.
Which means
Sir, do you recognize that?
I do.
long pause.
And what is that?
This is an artifact from Ms. Banfield's laptop, Lenovo laptop.
And is that something that you utilized in your digital forensics analysis?
It is, yes.
Your Honor, I'd move that in as 205.
Any objection? All right, 205.
We got something.
It's fine, 205.
205?
205.
Yes, thank you.
Publish it.
Sir, can you tell the ladies and gentlemen of the jury how this is a part of your digital forensics analysis?
So again, this is timeline activity. As I explained, I like to look at what was happening before a significant event, after a significant event, during all of the time periods around the significant event on relevant devices, the laptop being one of those. This is a file opening or file page access for a Word doc or a Word document, a Microsoft Word document, docx file from an Innova website. And this occurred on February, again, apologies, this is in UTC time. This occurred on February 23rd, 2023 at 9:33 and 52 seconds, so 9:34 p.m. Approximately 9:34 p.m.
Your Honor, I'm going to move to the next slide. Sir, do you recognize this?
I do.
And what is this?
This is an image from an Instagram page.
Whose device is it taken?
This is from Miss Muggle High's device, her mobile phone.
Your Honor, I move this
So many
in
different
as,
pronunciations.
Defense Exhibit 206.
Any objection?
Judge, I'm not sure if it's just my screen, but it appears to be truncated. I think there should be more data below.
Oops,
Wait a minute. We lost it there.
I was trying to reduce it.
Jury has 10 minutes before the judge lets them go. One juror has to go at 5, and the other jurors are thinking of voting that person in as foreman, just as a thank you.
Behind, after the fourth line?
There is not, ma'am.
There is?
There's not.
There's not.
No,
There's not. Okay.
just to save Mr. Carroll.
That's all there is. Any objection to 206?
No, if the statement is that there was no other data on this page, then
There may be data, if it was there, though, it's definitely truncated, so it's not something he's going to be able to find. I'd have to check and confirm whether or not that's the case.
objection,
All
foundation.
right, I'll sustain to foundation.
This witness volunteers answers that get them in trouble. Again.
Move on to the other slide.
How much is this
This
going
would
to
be
get?
identified as Defense Exhibit 207. Sir, have you had an opportunity to look at that?
I have.
And is this something that you work with in your capacity as a digital forensics analysis?
It is.
Your Honor, I move this in as Exhibit 207.
Any objection?
No, Judge.
207 in evidence?
Can you describe for the ladies and gentlemen of the jury, what is this artifact and what's the significance of it for February 23rd, 2023?
So This is a visualization of, it's two artifacts of the same thing, and this is an example of corroboration. So on the top half, we have the artifact of a Google search and website visit from Ms. Banfield's laptop computer. And that was on February 23rd, 2023 at 9:34, approximately 9:34 p.m. On the bottom half of the screen, the second artifact is what Google provided in their responsive documents to the search warrant. So we're able to just visualize the same search, but how it appears on a Google response versus how it appears from within the computer itself.
Kid-friendly resorts, Dominican Republic, Google
Obviously,
search.
the Google portion is in UTC and differs by a second, which is not uncommon.
Are there, move to the next slide.
Are there non-kid-friendly resorts in the Dominican Republic?
This would be identified as Defense Exhibit 208. I'd move that into evidence.
Any objection?
It's a duplicative of the last slide, or at least half of it.
Witness is like, yeah, you're right. It's.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear.
It's duplicative of 207.
It's a double. We've seen it before.
Correct.
Do you want to go on holiday? That's the new bathing suit.
Right.
Obscure music box. This has gotten us in trouble.
Is there any reason?
This guy's
is it
done
true
poorly.
this is duplicative?
It is. It can be skipped.
We'll disregard. Actually, we won't. It's 208.
It is
So,
208.
Your Honor, I'm going to go to the next slide.
Sure.
Sir, do you recognize this slide?
I do.
Okay, and what's the significance of this slide?
This is an artifact from Ms. Banfield's mobile device, but lacking the requisite header information, I guess.
It lacks the foundation. I'll make the objection for the state.
Identify this, Judge, as 209, I believe.
All right.
Oh, my goodness. This is the Ian Whiffen of the trial. I even see the resemblance.
Sir, can you see what has been identified as Defense Exhibit 210?
Again.
And what is that?
This is
you're good.
Instagram activity from Juliana's mobile device.
And what's significant about this Instagram activity?
You're fine. No worries.
The time and date.
I said it wrong.
Your Honor, I move this in as Defense Exhibit number 209.
210.
I'm sorry, 210.
No objection.
210 in evidence.
What you said, Obscure Music Box, is what got the defense in trouble. He just cut and paste from someone else's report and didn't bring the underlying data. He can't lay the foundation for his.
Is there any further
information?
Explanation of what this is beyond what you've already done?
It was activity occurring on the mobile device belonging to Ms. Magalhaes on February 23rd, 2023 at 9:34 and 24 seconds p.m.
Your Honor, I'm moving on to the next slide. What, if anything, is this?
This is an annotated artifact obtained from Ms. Banfield's Windows laptop.
Okay, and is that in UTC time?
It is.
Okay. And is this something that you relied upon in your digital forensics analysis?
It is.
Or I move this in as Exhibit 211.
Objection, speculative and testimonial. It has additional information on it that was created by the witness, not by the device.
All right. I'll sustain the objection.
These annotations, sir, are those something that we can modify so they're not on there?
Yes, I suspect the successive slides will have similar annotation.
Okay.
It should have been removed. My apologies.
This is amateur hour for experts. These are problems that came up because he created them.
Sir, this is identified as Defense 212. Do you recognize this slide?
I do.
And is this part of your digital forensic analysis?
It is.
And Your Honor, I move this in as Defense Exhibit 212.
Any objection?
No objection.
212?
And sir, can you explain for the ladies and gentlemen of the jury, once it comes on, as to what is contained in this? And
These are two Telegram messages being sent from the account purporting to be that of Ms. Banfield's. These are in UTC time. These were both on February 23rd, 2023, the first at approximately 9:35 and 47 seconds p.m., and the second at 9:36. Both one way from the account purporting to belong to Ms. Banfield to Mr. Ryan, or to the account purporting to be that of Mr. Ryan.
I'm going to move to the next slide.
This might be a good time to wrap things up as well.
Sir, do you recognize this slide?
I do.
And where does that come from?
It's a continuation of the Telegram conversation.
You're going to move that in as Exhibit 213.
Any objection?
No objection.
213?
And what is that for the ladies and gentlemen of the jury?
These are two additional messages, the same direction from the account purporting to be from Ms. Banfield outward. On the same evening, 2023 at 9:36 and 27 seconds p.m. On the second at 9:36 and 31 seconds p.m.
Your Honor, moving on to the next slide.
Looks like you're ready. I'm ready.
This would be identified as Defense Exhibit 214.
You have 1 minute left.
Sir, can you identify that record?
Again.
Okay, and is this something that you utilize in your digital forensic analysis?
I did.
Your Honor, move that in as Exhibit 214.
Objection, subject to additional foundation.
All right.
Sir, can you describe for the ladies and gentlemen of the jury as to how you compiled this timeline?
This is from the portable case data from Ms. Banfield's laptop. This is the timeline view, again, from the evening of February 23rd, 2023, from about 9:37 p.m., all within the 9:37 p.m. timeframe for website activity and application activity that occurred on her device at that time.
Your Honor, move that in as Defense Exhibit 214. 214.
Judge, at this point in time, there's still absent information. It's clear that the screen grab has truncated the entirety of the destination website.
All right. I'll sustain as the foundation at this time.
Mr. Litsky, is that something that we can have the complete picture within that slide?
It is.
He's going to have to remake his entire presentation over the weekend.
I have one more slide, Judge, if we'll see where that goes.
We're 42 seconds over.
Sir, can you identify this slide?
I can.
This would be Defense 215. And how did you create this slide?
This is another timeline view from the device of Ms. Magalhaes.
Your Honor, move this in as Defense Exhibit 215.
Objection, foundation.
Foundation objection.
Sir, do you have the foundation? It sounds like the columns and where this originates from?
I do.
Okay. Can we provide that?
I can.
Okay. Your Honor, I'll just identify that as 215, and this is probably a good time.
Okay. All right. ladies and gentlemen, we'll go ahead and release you for weekend and beyond. I'm not sure exactly how long it's going to be. I will tell you, we will make a decision well, first off, if the county closes, the county government closes, Fairfax County government closes, we're closed, okay? So that's easy. They might make the decision as early as tomorrow. So if you hear that Fairfax County government is closed starting tomorrow for Monday, we're closed, okay? So if ever the government is closed for Fairfax County, then we're closed, okay? That's easy. If they don't close, if they have liberal leave, then we make our own separate decision, okay, at that point. So if you only hear liberal leave, wait for our decision. We're gonna make our decision by Sunday evening. And we have all your contact information, and we will let you know at that time, okay? Other than that, let me just give you your morning instruction for the weekend and maybe a couple days after, just to make sure you understand that you're still under your the court's orders.
Don't
as
talk to
far
anyone.
as
Don't
this
research
case goes. You're not to read anything about this case. You're not to watch anything about this case. You're not to listen to anything about this case. This applies to television, newspapers, magazines, the internet, and any online sites. Further, you're not to read, watch, or listen to anything about this case on any social networking site or streaming service. In addition, you must not communicate with anyone about the case, whether in person, over the phone, by email, text, or instant messaging, or by any other electronic or non-electronic means. This also includes your fellow jurors, friends, family, coworkers, acquaintances, and strangers. I also instruct you that you cannot do any research or make inquiries about this case, whether online or by any other means. For example, you cannot look up information on the internet that is related to this case or related to the persons involved in this case or any places that are mentioned in this case. Nor may you consult dictionaries or use any other reference materials. What you learn about this case, again, is limited to what you learn in the four walls of this courtroom when the proceedings are underway, okay? So I'll release you for the time being, and stay safe and warm, and we'll see you next week.
I think it was October 18th, 20th, something like that. Over 3 years ago. I think we have a first that's going to happen here because of trial today in this court. Jury unites together to fight back against boredom.
Again, sir, since you're still testifying, you cannot discuss your testimony with anybody to include the defense team at this time, okay? You can have a seat. All right. So we'll start at 10 on whatever day we come back. A couple things. Please use this extra time to reboot a little bit and get more organized. The wheels were coming off there, and I don't want to waste the jury's time anymore, or witnesses' time, for that matter, my time. Just remember that you are responsible for your record to keep it clean, not me, not Shannon, okay? So please be wary of your exhibits and your numbers and what you are. Moving forward, I expect, and this is what I expect from all attorneys moving forward, I want all exhibits pre-numbered and in electronic format separately in separate files with the exhibit number already titled on that file.
She's cracking
okay?
down.
And make sure you have all your witnesses lined up and ready to go. Does that make sense to everybody?
It does.
Okay, we've got it. And make sure, Mr. Carroll, I think we need all your exhibits from today. Did we get the video to you?
Judge, your clerk kindly provided the one item. I am still missing all of defense exhibits today.
So we need to send all the exhibits in those same separate files by exhibit number to the Commonwealth and also to us. When you send the exhibits to us, if they're not in the separate files are numbered, Shannon stays here for 2 hours to get it all done so she can take care of it, because she can't leave until all of that is taken care of. So you have to get it to us as soon as possible to take care of, but I just need more.
We need a GoFundMe for
really
Shannon.
do. Okay, does that make sense? Everybody get it? All right, see you next week.
Wow. Judge finally cracks down after being extremely lenient throughout this trial, as both sides have done poorly in this. It's just the defense that has to pay the price because he's the one that's actively, presenting this case in chief. When the judge said wasting the juror's time and spinning the wheels in front of the jury, it's bad. She's calling it as she sees it, and we are just wasting the juror's time and spinning our wheels. Everything he did with this witness, where he said, we have to come back, we'll address that once we lay the foundation, the other document, the supporting document, everything he did there He has additional questions on each one of those. But to do that, he'll have to go back, lay the foundation for all this. He might be able to do it in mass, but lay the foundation and then go back and say, now remember this document we entered last time? It was on a Friday. It was before the storm. We think we called it number 183. 186? Okay, 186. Do you remember that one? Okay, about that document, every single one. Every single one's going to be like that. And then we also have the additional problem that I think the expert witness in his mind is going to be fixing his presentation over the weekend. Hey, what's going on with the printer? Somebody's don't touch that. You're not supposed to touch that. It's really hot. That's like 220 degrees. Okay. I caught him. My camera sees everything. They're going to burn themselves. Hang on. Yeah. You're going to burn.
Don't put a diplomatic plate on a hoop.
Touching the printer, and I can see. Yep, I realize you have to get something off there, but don't burn your fingers. That's really hot.
What are you? I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, I'm talking about this right here. Someone's hand reached and they're touching the. Okay, thanks. All right. Sorry. All right, where are we? No, not there.
Thank you, sir. You're my new best friend.
A spy cam was more exciting than this trial. The get organized instruction from the judge, that was way overdue. Way overdue. But knowing that,
counsel wanted to see me tied back.
Going forward, whatever day it is, I hope she sticks to it. I hope she holds them and makes them accountable, makes them do what she promised. Everything pre-marked. You have to know all your own numbers. Shannon is not here to save you. I'm not here to save you anymore. Know your own numbers. Get organized. Show the other side. Prosecution, I mean, they have a legitimate complaint there. We still haven't seen the exhibits that he showed today. He hasn't said it to us. That's a problem. That's a big problem. Can I 3D print you some money? No, I think even you asking might be a felony, Stacey. No, I can't do that. Some movie money, some fake money maybe, Monopoly money. Here's the plan. Tomorrow, assuming we have good weather, which I think we're going to be okay for, because it'll get bad here until Sunday or Saturday afternoon. We're going to be live. We're going to be catching up on the Canaro case, which is went on this week, is going on the same time as this one. We've got some catch up to do there, which is good because they are not going to be holding court tomorrow, and they're not going to be holding court on Monday. We already know at least that court has been canceled for Monday, possibly longer. That'll help us get caught up while we're waiting for things to shake down and move ahead. So yes, we'll be live on Saturday. Yes, we'll be live on Monday. I take Sundays off. But we'll have, we're just putting in all the long hours is what we're doing. So any updates on the search for Amber's cousin, distant cousin? I don't have any. Canaro trial will look like a legal masterpiece after today. Remember the Canaro trial, we're counting how many times the judge steps in and just gets things right or interferes. We're up to 50 in that trial. So, all right, it is Friday. The weekend is upon us, but we're going to work through it. I would, once again, let me just say, everybody, please stay safe. Honestly,
I'm not going to argue about semantics.
Don't do anything that would put yourself at risk. If you know you're in a dangerous situation, please talk to somebody locally that can help you. If you've got family or somebody, if you're worried about this storm, don't wait until it's dire to seek help. It might be too difficult at that point for somebody to help. So please stay safe. Take care of yourself and watch out for your neighbors if you're able to do that as well. That would be great. We are worried about everyone. This is a serious storm. It's not just the YouTube weathermen who think that. It's got warnings and everything else. So be careful. We want everyone back here tomorrow and Monday and then after that as well. So thank you very much. Especially I need to just thank. We have the most amazing mods. Red Pen has been shouldering a huge portion of the burden as we've got mods doing different things at different times and their availability changes. So thanks to all of them. Thanks to Red Pen especially today for all your hard work. Unbelievable. What an incredible person. Red, thank you, honestly. Thanks to all of you for taking it easy on Red and not being difficult in chat. That's also a big help. Appreciate all those who clicked like on the channel. We have 880 of you who clicked like. If we got another 120, we'd be at 1,000. We always like that as well. So that's an option, but you only have a couple minutes to do it because we've started the music. We're gonna wrap things up. So be mindful of many people in our chat family as well as beyond who are either themselves or family members are going through difficult times. We've got people who are being searched for. We've got people who have uncertainties medically going forward. Obviously, there's always, it seems to be a financial stress on people who are the least positioned to afford it and all that. So help out where you can. Be kind if you're not able to help. Thoughts, prayers, sharing some stories, helping maybe getting the story to somebody who can't help. That's all we can ask. Tonight when you go home, please hug the people you love. Smile at someone, make their day just a little bit better. Please stay safe till we go live again tomorrow morning on a Saturday. Special Stormcast. We'll be catching up on the Canero trial. I don't remember what day we're on Canero trial. Is it 5? I'll find out. We'll find out. But thank you all. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Mindful of all of you. Thank you. We'll see you tomorrow.
There's nothing in the order that restrains you from talking to cats.
Thank you, sir. You're my new best friend.
We have 944 likes.
What more do you need to see?
We only need 56 more. And we could be there. 56 more.
Because he's the guy.
You don't put a diplomatic plate on a hoopty.
I'm going to sustain my own objection.
We need 26 more likes, then we'd be at 1,000. Do we have 26 more? 26.
Scratch all that. Oh, that was terrible.
Mrs. Ari, did you like? I guess if I'm going to stay here, I could just turn the camera back on and say thank you. We're at 988 likes. We're so close. I just didn't want to quit before we got there. 988. Mrs. R.A., you have to click the like button. Yes, it does count. We just need 12 more. 12 more likes and we'll be there. It's so close.
I think I'm
maybe I can like it. Am I allowed to like my own stream?
For the trees.
Let's see. I'm going to do a quick check here.
I saw a chicken fight.
I can. I was 993. It's only 7 more. Josh just gifted 20 memberships. Josh! To those who stuck around, it pays to watch to the end. Josh, thank you very much. Appreciate your help today as well. Another fantastic mod. Josh, that's huge. Red Pen says, if we get to 1K, I'll come back tomorrow morning. Well, guess what? We just hit 1K. Thank you, Red Pen. Appreciate you signing on for another day of this. You guys are amazing. All of y'all, have a wonderful evening. Please stay safe. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.